Is
So you're
Mr.
driving-
Fisher
God,
really where?
it stopped working. Alright, I guess this is what we're doing. Alright, in that case, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Lich's Archives. As usual, not a lot of things to talk about, so we're just going to be jumping on into this. After I get one or two things set up, double check my notes to make sure I don't flub this too bad.
Flub it. Flub it like the wind.
So, last we left off with our oh so intrepid hero, so I'm going to turn this music down just a tad. Alright, so, last we left off with Inflict heroics. You guys are still making your way through Black Hollow. You're trying to get a hang of what's going on, trying to figure out a few things.
Trying to. I'm pretty sure I've got it figured out.
I got it. Alright. So, as you guys have in Black Hollow, there's been a couple of conflicts that have been escalating, starting to steal a bit of the attention, drawing you guys into different directions. Shalashar and Code, you guys spent the night on the edge of town. You decided to talk with the druid and trying to figure out what's going on within Stone Bluff. Specifically, this Lich druid that has been reaching out and asking a couple of questions. Weren't able to get too much out of them, as asking a druid what kills a druid doesn't usually make a druid want to answer that question to this strangely heavily armored figure that has shown up outside of their sacred garden. Yeah, that information is a little private for some strange reason. Besides that, there's also the Shadow's Bane, a warship that's claiming to be a merchant vessel, but also came loaded with an Inquisitor, an armed militia, an order of paladins, and they are here looking into the murders of this cult, this gang called the Rats, that have been targeting humans up and down the eastern coast of Char. You guys got involved with this and got a bit of attention from a couple of the other Union leaders. Union leaders being the people trying to get a seat on the city of Alimony, this council city that's meant to unite Char as one. It's currently a bunch of kingdoms, but Alimony is supposed to fix all of that, and it's very important that the humans getting this one seat will be able to put the right person in charge. Being as you work with Matthias, seeing this, you were invited to a meeting with several of them. After talking to the druids, you all met up. You had this meeting with Talarina, who is some sort of half-elf, long, beautiful silver hair, big fan of Assie's parents and the work that they have done. They were also there with Agrippa, the Iron Vine, or also called the Iron Bramble, you probably know Assie, who is a Septon, one of the people that works closely with the elves when it comes to shaping the trees in some weird... You guys don't really know how it happens, but yes, tree magic is an apt way of putting it. It's one of the main reasons why all the trees within Char are spiky. Darius Orsman, another Union leader, the third one you guys met, was also at this meeting. And lastly, there was also an ambassador with a very long elven name. He didn't really stay long enough to introduce himself beyond when he was first announced, and he left rather abruptly. Over the course of this meeting, you guys got a couple of vibes. I think you guys agreed that you weren't sure if you could trust him or not, but you were asked to remove Yulvi, the fourth Union member. You were cautioned about a couple of things about this Yulvi Flame Tongue. One of the main things is he's supposed to have tight bounds with the Sacred Flame, which is the main reason this group did not want to let the Sacred Flame know about their suspicions of him leading the Rats. Things got a little cagey. A couple of acquaintances were made, specifically Agrippa taking a particular fondness towards you, Assie, and you guys were asked to remove Yulvi. With that, you headed out into the town through a back gate. At that point, I believe Kor and Shalashar, you guys made your way to the Black Cup, You were just hanging out around there, unless there's anything else you'd like me to know. Meanwhile, Assy and Arod, you two decided to do rogue things. You've slunk around the town. You've set up a perimeter of sorts around this place. And you've come up with a couple of ideas. First one is it seems like there's quite a few guards. They work in pairs. There's 3 levels. The bottom level is mostly boarded up. The top level seems like it has a balcony that goes around all 4 sides of this house. And it also seems like they have a guard station up there. With the help of a familiar, you realize that the second level is kept quite dark and it's split up into several rooms. With all of that in mind, it is starting to get rather late and the sun's starting to drift down. Dusk is settling on upon this town, and Arod, you recognize a halfling make his way up to the gates of the Flame Tongue estate, has a couple of words with the guard, and ushers himself inside, only briefly stopping to talk to either guards before he disappears into the darkened structure. All of that in mind, who wants to start? Arod and Assy, or Shelshar and Kor?
I think Arod and Assy have the most to do at the moment. We're kind of waiting in the wings for things to either hit the fan or not hit the fan.
Alright. Arod and Assy, you guys have been out and about, staking around this place for the better part of the day. Now it's starting to go down. What do you think you two are doing? Could I also get a set of stealth checks from you two?
Fuck no, I don't do stealth. I can't even say that with a straight face.
26.
What's that?
First, Assy only does anal.
What did you say
Jesus
now?
Christ.
Silly Shaw? Okay. Plus 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22. And Arod.
26.
26.
Oh yeah.
You two are definitely still doing the best you can, sticking to the darker places as much as possible. Are you intending to stay around this area, stake it out a bit more? Oh.
Think we should go in? Should we wait till we should wait till everyone's asleep, maybe?
I mean, probably we don't want to be seen. I mean, what we're doing right now is very, you know. But I don't trust any of this.
I don't know, honestly. I say we just slit his throat and be done with it, but...
Yes, but we need to get in there safely, and I doubt they're gonna be happy about being left behind.
Yeah, that's true enough.
And they seemed a little opposed to the idea of being a distraction. I don't know why. I mean, like... You remember the house with the purple door and the gray roof?
How could I forget?
Being a distraction, for me, I thought was so much fun. I mean...
They don't think like we do.
I used to paint those guards pink! And all you had to do was steal a painting. I think I had more fun.
They don't think like we do.
Clearly not.
Although a distraction would be kind of handy.
Distraction.
We need to make a hole so we can get past these guards.
Yes, we do. But do you have any ideas how to make a hole in a wall without explosives?
What if we just start a fire?
Resort to arson.
DM, what are the walls made of again?
Wood. Some of them are blackened, as I said before.
Yeah.
This has rather, like, gaudy, almost like childish sensibilities in the way that they've like charred a bunch of wood, but they've left some unborn designs throughout it that depict various things from the flame.
I'm just saying, it's an oldie but a goodie.
Yes,
A little
but
bit of fire.
How thick are the logs that make up the wall?
These ones make a. It can be perception or nature.
Perception or nature?
Yeah, or investigation if you want to get closer.
I'm gonna go with nature because that is a knowledge check, and my intelligence is not poo poo. That's still not gonna be great. That's a 12. No, that's a 13 because I got Jack of all trades.
13.
I fucking love that thing.
They don't look overly thick. One of the things you notice though is that these trees, these trunks, if you will, these logs, that's the word I was looking for, 3rd time's the charm. They don't have any of the metal spores or metal studs that would be indicative of the trees here in Char. So you would imagine they come from probably Sigwolf?
Probably imported wood. Okay, fancy as shit.
So what this would mean is one of two things. One, make a history check for me.
History check, can do. Ooh, that's not gonna be too bad at all. That is 19.
19. So, you'd be aware that in Char, wildfires are rather rare. You know, the temperature it takes to burn these trees is a lot higher, but the problem is that once it does start going, you end up getting to melting steel, and that just kind of keeps getting worse and worse. And when you get to those points, it's very hard to set out these wildfires. And that's what the history check is about. So what you would guess is that these trees are probably a bit thicker than you're used to, but they'll probably catch fire a lot easier than the trees you're used to. Might take longer to burn, might burn a lot longer than you would expect, but will be easier to light.
Given my familiarity working with forges and fires and burning things, can I get a good gauge of if this wood is really wet from the look of it? Like, I imagine
With that, I'm kind of using the nature check for that. You would need to get closer if you want to take another look at this.
Really be able to tell. Okay. I mean, okay, so it would be easy to catch them on fire, but like, I'm worried about how long it would take for it to properly burn through enough to get through, you know?
I see your point. Well, one of us could always just run up there and make a big stink about something, act drunk, anything, get their attention.
We'd probably have a better luck turning Dottie into like a badger mole and having her dig a hole under it.
That's an idea.
Is it dirt under the fence?
I want to go off of the history check you've had last time. It would be hard to tell. You would imagine it's similar to like what the rest of the city is. There's some cobblestone roads, but it's not like a concrete jungle or anything like that.
It's burrowable is what I'm trying to get at.
Allegedly, I mean, you've never dug in a city, but you would say, I mean, it's in the dirt. No way of telling how deep down these go, but I mean, it's earth. Should work.
Theoretically, might be onto something there.
I mean, we can always just hop the fence, though.
I mean, that's probably the easiest option, really.
I think the biggest issue is just getting rid of these guards. We need to make a hole for us to slip in. Once we're in, but
yeah, it's getting in that's the problem.
Yeah, it's getting in without being spotted. That's going to be the issue.
Yep. Okay, let's go back to the others and let's talk about this with them. Dottie will do patrol and she'll let me know if anything interesting happens.
Got it.
God, I'll make that roll for that. So you guys pull back from this.
Yep.
And you wind your way through town and you find yourself black at the Black Cup. Just as
We're
the sun is starting
super
to...
casual about this too. Like, I'm holding onto his arm and like window shopping.
Okay.
That's nice. You like that? I like that.
You guys can make another set of stealth or deception checks. Let's do deception, because you guys aren't hiding.
Yeah, I'll make a deception
It's gonna
check.
be deception.
I want to see how deceptive I am about this.
21.
7. I definitely do not like anything I am window shopping.
Alright, so as you guys are making your way there, very quickly. Shalasha and Kola. What are you two doing within the Black Cup? And can I also get a set of perception checks? Or it could be, persuasion if you want to be talking to somebody or anything like that. Whatever you think fits best. I'd just like to get a couple of rules to set the scene and establish a bit of something.
Ooh.
I'd be rolling perception. I'd probably be kind of facing any windows or the door just to kind of be in the frame of mind to keep an eye on for if there's any trouble with AC and A-Rod.
Okay. And Kola. What'd you roll and what are you doing?
I'm slowly sipping on some more mead, and perception is a dirty 20.
Okay.
I got a 29.
I got that. So both of you are just kind of hanging out a little bit. Cole, you've taken up drinking, so that's not too bad for you. Within the Black Cup, seems like a much nicer establishment than the first one you spent your nights at, being the Smoke Me Timbers. This one is a lot quainter. There's a couple of tables that have groups gathered around them. Primarily, as you guys had higher perceptions here, humans, dwarves. There's like the odd Goliath here and there, and actually, oddly enough, like 1 or 2 goblins, but they seem like they've really defined themselves as individuals. They're actually wearing like really nice tailored suits compared to like what you would imagine most goblins are wearing. Most people in this place are either talking or gambling. No one really seems to come up to you guys or really pays much attention to you as long as you're in the back doing your own thing. With your perceptions, you also notice there's quite a bit of security in this place. Few people at the tables aren't even really playing cards. It seems like they're mostly just there to take count as to what's going on. Especially you, Shalashar. You even realize that one of the people at these tables is like sitting next to the dealer, and he's made a habit of getting up and checking the other people's cards and then like finding a way to relate it back to the dealer. You've been unable to, if you can, roll an investigation.
I would absolutely love to. That is not a good roll for starting, but that is still a +5, so that brings up to 11.
11. You're not sure how he does it, but you are aware that every once in a while this guy gets up, does a round around the table, and then sometimes when he sits down, the dealer does something strange. He either like stops bets, opens the table for longer than he did the rounds before. There's some sort of communication going on that you're unable to really pick up on, but you just know there's some communication there. As you're having this thought, this is when you kind of like look up as 2 more people enter the bar. You can see it's Assy and A-Rod arm in arm.
As you get a little closer, you guys doing alright?
We
Done
just
already?
cased it. Nah, we just cased it. We kind of need your help for this one, probably.
We're not going to be able to get in without a distraction.
And it needs to be big.
Usually, we'd roll off against each other, figure out who's going to lose. Maybe Boulder Parchment Cheers, but...
Or as they're having this conversation, you haven't joined yet. You can see there are a couple of other people that have taken interest in this conversation in the middle of the doorway.
No, we went over to him, didn't we?
You said walk over to you guys instead of the conversation.
Oh, I would be walking over to a table as I'm talking to him.
Okay.
Yeah, walking over to a table, sit down.
Do you guys want to like pull off to the side, or whereabouts do you want to settle down in this place?
Probably kind of like a table off to the side, a little bit out of the way, but
Not like in a darkened corner. We're not trying to be that sus about it.
Okay, fair enough.
One with a respectable space.
Alright, good to know. So you guys kind of pull off to one side. Not the darkest corner that'll like draw attention to you, but you find probably actually one of the louder spots in the inn.
Core, I see you drinking that mead.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's kind of, what's the word? Cloying? Yeah, cloying.
It'll grow on you. It'll grow
Yeah.
on you.
It's fine if it doesn't though too. Like it's not my thing.
Out of character, I hate mead. Too thick. Can't stand it. I wish I liked it, but I can't. But anyway, so what kind of distraction?
Well, that's up to you guys and how much you want to do.
We need to pull the guards away. At least just enough to make a hole for us to sneak in. We can climb up and get to that third floor or a balcony and we're set, but we need the guards out of there. There's just no holes.
There.
there is a spell I know that can cause a little disruption or mayhem, but the problem is, if I'm noticed, it's kind of hard to say it wasn't us.
Well, that's the point where you don't get caught.
How about I can make the guards attack each other.
I could do it.
From
call,
how
quite a
far
weapon.
away?
To be a little close, but I can be inconspicuous while I'm doing it. I don't need to do anything big and flashy.
We can get
So
over
like
that
that.
wall, get ready to climb.
How big of a
And-
wall?
How big was the wall, DM?
It would be 9 to 10 feet tall. It's not completely even, as they have quite a few points in it, but if directly at the points, it would be about 10 feet, and then at like the base where it starts to taper is about 9 feet. They're quite
About
impressive.
9-10 feet, no big deal.
Doable. Yeah, I have an idea, and I can do mine from a hidden area, like an alleyway that can't be seen from the house.
What are you thinking?
I have a friend I can always summon up. No one in town has seen him.
I can remove people's ability to see or perceive you if it's a matter of just a single guard or two.
It's a little more than a guard or two.
Is it just
Their
one?
wall. I got notes. You just gotta. Okay. So there are at least 5 guards for sure. Plus whatever actual. And I'm leaning close to you as I'm saying this. There's at least 5 of them, and whatever city guards happen to be walking up and down the streets, you know? The biggest thing, though, is we need all eyes from the street and everybody in the area looking somewhere else from a loud commotion. Because if there are people standing around the streets looking out their windows and they see us two fuckers, like, boop, climbing over a 10-foot tall wall, like, it's... You get what I'm saying?
Alright. Typical commands. Alright, I think I can help.
You think you can help?
Depends on how resilient people are. My magic isn't guaranteed. Sometimes I have to coerce people's essence into playing. So depending on how strong-willed people are feeling, I have a couple options. I'll rapid fire them if I need to. We'll get you in there.
I think that's about as good as we're gonna get.
We
If
can-
anything,
You guys, we can trust you with it.
I'm sure we can. I have faith in him. If this
Yeah.
gets loud, we need to make a quick exit, though.
I got you covered on that.
Hopefully, it will get loud. Yes, it getting loud means they're not looking for us.
Well, hopefully, if we get spotted on the inside, I mean. We're gonna have to make a really quick exit, or things are gonna get bloody.
And that's the last thing we want. Like, they want it quiet for a reason.
Yeah. Again, I don't know. I still think we just slit this guy's throat and be done with it, but
I mean, isn't that what we're planning to do once we get inside?
I thought we were just looking for evidence because we didn't know if he was associated with the rats or not.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna look for evidence, and if he is associated, I was figuring, like, we just,
Oh, good. Yeah, well, we're on the same page.
Well, if you wanted to just simply do that, then you should find a way to sneak in there without making a commotion.
That's just really not possible, though. That's the problem.
Well, you see, the idea is the commotion
It's gonna
is
wake
not at his
everyone up.
house. It's on the street about a block away.
I
And
don't
it's
think
not
that'll...
related to this at all. It's just a coincidence.
If it's that far from the house, the guards, they'll be more... They're going to be more on guard. Because that's a directional threat.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
They're going to investigate.
I agree. I think it needs to be a little closer to the house.
So that's
Something-
why
like right inside the wall.
I
No,
do
it can't
have-
be inside the wall. We want them out of the building, not inside the building. And we need the people on the street around where we're gonna be not looking on that street. We need them to leave the street to go see what the commotion is. That's why if you guys make a commotion, like the entrance is like here, and like the house is here, and like the entrance is here, right? And you guys make a commotion over here on that side of the house. We sneak over from this side. Make sense?
Still not going to do anything with the guards. We can get people, like the general populace, we can get their attention away.
The
But it's not
guards, the guards there are super lazy. They were playing cards.
then you shouldn't have a problem. Like, all I need to do, if I get sight of them, I can block their hearing. So
My
then you
biggest-
can literally hop down and get in. You could break a window and they wouldn't notice.
My biggest worry is not the guards, it's the people on the neighborhood streets. There's a lot of them.
Then
I
just
don't.
wait until like 3 a.m. when there's like no one on the streets.
I'm gonna make a.
Because that's when they expect you to attack.
I'm gonna make an ass of myself.
Like in
What?
this conversation
So
right
nothing
now, or
new.
on the street later.
On the street.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on the street. I'm going to talk to some guards. I'm gonna buy a bunch of food and I'm gonna start handing it out to random people. I'm gonna draw their attention away with food. On one hand, it makes our group look good because we're giving free food we're giving to the masses. On the other hand, it's something that guards wouldn't have a problem with. And hopefully, if the guards are as lazy as you say they are, they might come over for some food or draw their attention away.
Meanwhile, I'll be in an alley, hidden from everyone. I'll summon up Fluffykins, and if Sal needs a little extra bit of distraction, he can message me and I'll send him out.
Things start going south, I can have Dottie swoop by you twice. That's your message to
Get the fuck out.
let Fluffykins run amok, so we can get out.
I'll keep a hold of my other spells and until time needs a little bit more oomph.
This might actually be a pretty decent plan.
The first time for everything.
You gotta ruin it like that, don't you? Gotta ruin it like that.
Well, most of our plans thus far have been a little haphazard and last minute. Having the
Like
time to
this
actually
one?
sit down. This one we actually got to at least sit down for instead of while we're on the lam.
But it is last minute.
Yeah, it's always fucking last minute. Alright. Give me 10 minutes. I'm gonna head over there. It's gonna have to start early. It's gonna have to draw their attention before they start heading home.
And you guys want to do this today?
Unlike the president,
Okay.
I'll
Actually, let those two go first so that they can get in position. Then I'll go, because I need like a good 10 minutes to get Fluffy set up. And then you go. And we all do our stuff on your mark. Or rather, when you...
I think we all leave right away. I need to hit the stores to get food. I don't have any rations. I give them.
Well, that'll take up some time, and we'll go get in position while you do that.
Alright. I'll meet you over there in...
Why do you keep looking at your wrist?
I'll meet you over there in half a sun.
I'm gonna spend a minute.
Isn't half a sun 12 hours? Like half the day.
12 hours, okay.
Half a tick of the sun.
You keep saying that. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Checking this. I like the idea of him checking the sundial inside.
Like, I think the day is broken.
Nothing's working.
It's out of character. It's literally just instinct. Like whenever I'm thinking, I'm just like, watch. What time is it? Okay.
This way, if you ever get caught, you can like walk the cops to your alibi. Solid. All right. So I'm assuming then all of you guys gather whatever it is you need from this immediate inn, and you head off towards your location. So Shalashar, you're heading off in search of rations. Ash, C, and Arod, you guys are heading over to the Flame Tongue Manor. And where would you like to go? Flame Tongue Estate, my bad.
Looking for a good climbable position on one of the two sides.
One of the two sides. Okay.
Yeah.
Arod?
Whichever side is a better climbing location.
Yeah, same thing. Just checking out where we can climb over safely and quickly.
You
without
guys
being
sticking
spotted.
together to climb over together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Cole, where are you going? What's your ideal here?
A hidden alleyway.
A hidden alleyway? Alright, so I will remind you guys that this is one of the Union Estates. So it is close to the center of the town. Very, very busy spot. But there are a couple of alleys that can, like, weave their way through here. And there's usually a couple of people in the mouth of them, but if you go deeper in, usually you'll find out a lot of people deep in these alleys. Maybe a few here and there, so it maybe takes you a try or two, but soon enough you do find an alley probably like 1 block down, sort of thing. If you were to peek out, you could see the estate still.
I have a sketchy idea.
Let me
Love
deal with
sketchy
Shalashar unless it's super prevalent now.
It'll be more like for us getting to the place.
Alright, go ahead then.
How far away is the nearest roof from the wall?
So the estate takes up its entire block.
Yeah, I know.
So you'd
from
be like an entire
like,
street away.
how far is the street?
Probably... It'd actually be quite large because just due to like what they bring through this town, which is like big logging carts and stuff like that, and it hasn't really changed since then, we're probably looking at about 12 feet or so across. Because they are bringing through like these big logging carts.
I think I can pull off a 12-foot tumble if I've got my little owl flying a rope across first?
Huh?
Wait a second.
You're planning to Tarzan across? Is that... So
I think we just
Sotala
climb the wall.
Alcy is coming to town?
You got that immovable rod earlier on, right?
Yeah, still got it. Click, click.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Step 1, we tie a rope around the rod. Step 2, we have the owl fly it and click the button midair. And you and I zip line across, undo the button, and then my owl just like pulls a slip knot on the other side.
You know what? That's just so crazy. It might work. I like the way you think. What's the worst that can happen? What could go wrong?
I'll go first. I feel like I can take a tumble a little better than you can.
Yeah, probably.
I've got a higher constitution than you. It's the dwarven.
Let's do it.
So we're going to, instead of going there, we're going to find a different area, climb up on a roof somewhere else, and then, hop along rooftops to get there.
No, that'll be easy enough for you guys. The only question I have, once you get up there, is I would like you guys to figure out where you want to tie it to and what you're going to use to slide down this rope at a
The
decent...
shovel I left in the mountain.
A chimney,
Okay.
and I have got one last I'm pretty sure I've got a pair of leather pants still in my inventory.
You're gonna leather pants it?
Yeah, I've got one pair of leather pants from when we stole in the bathhouse.
Aaron,
We
what's
just
your...
cut them in half, one leg each.
What's your plan for...
I can just take a small section of rope and just boop.
I just said we cut the pants in half, one leg each.
Oh yeah, yeah. you can
Okay,
just cut the pants
okay.
in half.
So that'll be your preparation.
Do you have a leatherworking kit?
Alright, fair enough. So you'll get up there, you guys will fuss with this rope and all of that. We'll get into some rolls in a little bit here, but first, Shellshaw, I need to know, what are you trying to buy? What is your ideal food here to draw a crowd?
First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go basically to the back of the room where the barkeeper is.
Okay. So he's just there, he's serving up a couple of drinks as you come over, he slides over towards you. Same guy that was here the first night, so larger fellow. And just looks at you, you don't say anything, so you want a drink? Food? Food?
I was actually hoping, we had that little incident earlier today, sorry, hold on. We had that little incident yesterday that tensions got a little high, I was down there trying to help calm that situation, and I figured I want to kind of get back to the community.
I don't want to be rude, but it's getting a little late. Things are picking up. You gotta pick. What do you want? You want a room? You want a drink?
If I give you some gold, could you...
Round on the house? Round on you? Yeah, we can do that. You start
outside.
Huh?
I was hoping that I was actually going to go a couple blocks away and have like a little gathering out there, have a fire, food. I was hoping that I could convince you to bring some drinks over.
What are you, crazy? How many plates do you think I got in here?
What does the platinum tell you?
It tells me I'd like to, but I ain't got the plates. Why don't you go bug one of the food stalls out there? I don't want to be rude, but I can't give you all my plates. Nor do I have the staff to
Really,
do it
I
out
just want
there.
the mugs.
Huh?
What about the mugs? If you just bring the drinks, I can get the food out there.
I can do 10 mugs. And you gotta make sure they come back, or down payment, 10 gold.
Sure. I'll reach in and take out a platinum and throw it on the counter.
Alright. When do you need these by?
As soon as you can get them, I'm going to be heading over there. I'm going to actually...
Wendy! Wendy, get over here! And he calls out one of the barmaids. Explains to her she needs to get 10 cups, put them on a platter, get them outside to the street now.
Thank you. I'll make sure they're brought back.
Alright.
And
We have 10 mugs.
I'll basically just kind of like turn on my heel and walk out. I'll go look for a like a food cart. Probably something hearty, considering there's a lot of elves in the area. Something that they might like, something that humans might like.
Let's do a luck roll, high or low.
Sure, I'm feeling lucky.
Lucky. So high or low?
Hi.
High. Not
High,
bad.
like
Alright,
you.
so this is ridiculous. You walk outside, and there seems to be a rather dirty-looking elf. You would almost like place him as a farmer, maybe some sort of druid. He's wearing like overalls, but like the bottom half of them are like, you know, robes basically. With your perception though, you can just barely make it. Like they do connect, and it's not really a skirt. It is pants, but they're like really big, like MC Hammer style pants. He has a cart with him. This cart is heavily loaded by basically the largest fruits you have ever seen. On the side of the cart, it says, "Complete my challenge. Winner gets the world's largest," and it looks like he's able to like put things in there to fill it out. In this case, it says largest pumpkins, and he has like basically a pumpkin the size of like a rod that's like tilting this cart badly, and then he also has a bunch of smaller ones next to it as well. And he's currently like yelling and trying to like get people to come on over to him.
Hey, just out of curiosity, what's the challenge?
The challenge changes each time. In this case, we're just seeing who can count the highest. And he points over and you see there's 3 people lined up and they're like arguing. Not really, they're like counting, but they're trying to count higher than the other one. And one of them's like, "God, I lost count." And he goes, "That's it! You're out!" And then there's another one who's going, 10,000, 10,001, 10,002. The other guy, he's a little bit behind at 5,000, but it seems like he's trying to count a little bit faster. And they're like almost having a yelling match. Why, you wanna get in on this? Last man standing, you can join whenever you want. Coin count to beat. And he pulls out a little thing, flips through it. That guy, 10,020.
Is it up to be incremental?
Well, I mean, you gotta say each number. I'm supposed to be judging this, but it gets a little
10,000.
boring after 100.
10,022.
No, you gotta start at 1.
There's the rule.
Yes, you have to count. It's who can count the highest, who being you, my friend. So what do you say?
What do we win?
The pumpkin. Look at it. Gestures towards this gigantic monstrosity that's like, looks like the cart is starting to cave under it.
That seems like a lot of counting for no payoff.
It's a big pumpkin. Look, if you're not interested, I can find someone else. You know, we're just counting, alright? So I just gotta get this going.
Good luck.
Good
And
luck
I'll just-
to you, too. And he gets back to yelling, "Step right up!"
Count my pumpkin.
Right. Besides that, there are other more common food vendors out and about. There's a couple of pie stands, like hand pies. There's a few people that look like they have some sort of wraps of some sort. You're unfamiliar with them. They looks like they probably come from Sigwolf based on some of the antennas sticking out of the food and stuff like that.
That is interesting because I was actually kind of thinking like donaires, something
Donaires?
simple.
But with cricket instead.
Yes.
I'll walk over to them and it's like, Excuse me. Where did you get those? Those look pretty tasty.
Oh, I make them back at my house, bring them on out here, and try to sell them for the day.
How many can you make pretty quick?
Well, I mean, I prepped them all day, but I currently have 50 right now. If you want one, 2, 3.
How much do you charge for them? I'm actually looking to have like a little
Block party.
10 copper in total.
If I give you platinum, can you deliver them?
I mean, for platinum, why not? Come on over here and offer more than I've seen. I mean, like, not in my life. So, I mean, it's not a lucrative business. Please, what do you want? Like, you want my coat?
Can you also get some ale?
I just for duh. I have my ways.
A couple blocks over there.
I'm your guy. Long story short, whatever you need, boss. You let me know. I'll knock it straight out of the park.
Thinking in like a half hour, 45 minutes. I'm gonna have like a little get together for for the people of the town. I just wanted to give away drinks and food, so if you can get me some ale and bring over any food you have.
You got it. And like hold his hand out towards you, gleam in his eye.
I'm gonna reach in.
And where do you want this to go? By the way, you didn't give me direction. You just said over there.
There's this big estate on the other side of town. It's like half a block.
Oh, the flame tongue? Easy. Oh, yeah, I can easy.
Yeah, I was thinking has a nice location. I just wanted to set up outside.
Oh yeah, you couldn't have picked a better location, to be honest. Like the best. You're such a visionary.
What's your name, by the way?
You can call me Mac.
Hold my hand out.
Grabs the platinum. Looks around and tucks it in, making sure no one is watching.
And if the service is good, I got another one for you.
The service? I polish shoes. That was weird to say. I'll see you there. 30 minutes. It's backing his stuff up.
Okay.
Does the same thing to 3 more vendors.
I don't know about you guys, but I haven't spent a whole lot of gold except my armor.
If you want, make a persuasion check and we'll see how this goes for over the next little bit.
Actually, not terrible. With a -1, that's 16.
16. Yeah, you're probably able to line up for like the same amount if you want, or you could go lower. You tell me now.
Probably the same amount, but I'll get instead of just like Sigwolf food, something that's a little bit more
local.
Yeah.
Okay.
You made a proper block party together in no time at all.
As you guys are up on this roof, you can see a couple of vendors coming down the street. Like one cart comes in first. That guy sets it up. Looks like he looks around. He looks like a little lost for a little bit, and he just kind of walks across to another store, and he starts doing a couple of things. And as he's doing this, you see another cart pull up, and then another cart pull up, and then you see another guy who's looks like just as lost as the first guy, but he's just like trying to figure out what's going on, and he has a gigantic pumpkin on his thing, and he's just like, he has to know, why is everybody going here? What's the next step for you, Shalasha, after you set up these vendors?
I'm probably gonna start kind of walking around. What spell was this?
And you can mark off your 3 platinum, by the way.
Yep. I was looking at a spell. I don't remember what it's called. Basically, I'm just gonna walk around the area, and I'm just gonna to the guards that are at the place. I'm gonna start kind of gathering any furniture that's kind of lying around. If they had tables, if they had chairs, I'm gonna kind of gather them around. I want to see if I can find a fire pit and just kind of put it in the middle of the road, and just start lighting a fire and just kind of getting people's attention.
That's gonna get a little bit harder to find furniture just out and about in the middle of the road.
Yeah, but it's like I know some taverns will have like chairs or tables outside, so I'd be like, hey, do you want to join the block party?
Okay. So you want to try to get a few more people in there. Make one more persuasion check. Just for all time's sake.
15 on the money.
15 on the
You've
money.
got food, you've got drinks. With the pumpkin man, you've got games.
They won't
kinda
let
jealous.
you like take their tables and run, but if they're in the vicinity, they're like, fine, people can sit here, but we want like, you know, a silver per table if they're gonna show up, and you know, we're going to be giving them our drink, sort of thing, right?
Yeah,
There's
feel
the
free.
general thing you're able to make. So you're unable to like get the fireplace, fire pit in the middle of the road, but eventually, Asty and Avod, you can see a couple of tables are being brought out farther into the road than they were before, still not blocking the way. You know, as there are carts coming through this area, this is like, you know, the downtown, right? It's not as simple as just close the road sort of thing. But eventually, you know, everything is starting to shape up. We're getting to the time for action. You can now see a couple of bar mages showing up with some drinks. You can see the vendors have started selling their food here. Who wants to go next as this is all starting to come together? What sort of signals are you guys waiting for?
I think our signal is when it seems like there's a proper event going on and people won't be looking up top over this side street.
Okay, I mean, you're not getting like a jaw-dropping spectacle or anything like that, but you are starting to get, you know, like the noise below you guys has grown substantially. There's some people counting really high numbers. There's chatter starting to build. There's the sound of people starting to drink. You hear like, you know, the
General Ruckus.
dull thud of wooden cups, like, you know, clacking together and whatnot.
Is there anybody on that like raised like high platform?
Yes, there's always at least 4 people up there, I believe. 2 at the front and then another 2 like patrolling. Same with the bottom.
Are they looking in a different way?
Depends on when you go. Are you waiting for a time where it's like clear?
Yeah, we're waiting for
Yeah.
it to be clear. I'm gonna tie the rope around the rod. I'll get you to tie it around the rod really good. Like, we've got a time there to make sure it's
Yeah,
good. And
so
tight.
I'm going to need a sleight of hand check for
I'll
this.
do.
I've
I got
got
him.
expertise in sleight of hand. What about you?
Me too. Hey.
Eh. Do you want to do it?
You guys can help
wanna-
each other, and then one you can do it with advantage.
I roll 27.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
I do want to keep an eye out, like as soon as it hits that 45-minute mark that we talked about in the tavern. I do want to bring some food and drink over to the gate of the house, and kind of like draw the guards' attention at the heavily armored guy walking towards the gate.
Okay. You got it. Cole, what are you waiting for?
At this point, I would have Fluffykins summoned up, and I'm gonna have him wait, like deep in the shadow in the of the alley. And because I reread the spell and realized that I can communicate with him telepathically, I'm going to go join the party.
Okay.
And as I do, I'm gonna take a look at the house. Is there like balconies?
Make a perception check. And at this point, imagine this is like, you know, like Stampede Breakfast sort of thing, right? It's not like a giant ruckus, but it is like a drawing crowd that's building momentum. But it's not
I
like,
think
you know,
most people here aren't that familiar with. Well, half the people here aren't that familiar with what a stampede breakfast is. So
true. It's a big
that's a
breakfast with a
local
lot of
thing.
people. What'd you get there, Cole?
12.
12. There is a big balcony. You can make out, you know, a couple of shapes up there. You can probably cast. There's 2 guards up there, and there seems to be a 3-story building with that.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for a balcony that might not be guarded or anything, and see if I can like stay within 60 feet of it while
So
still on the street.
you want to
if
try to get
possible.
onto another balcony?
No, I just want to see one.
See one.
Yeah,
Okay.
if I can find one.
Yeah, there are a few, like, you know, there's some taverns on the other side of town here that have put their tables out farther. One or two of them do have a few balconies. A couple of people
I
up
meant-
there, but
Oh no, I meant the of the house itself.
the house itself, there's a single balcony that's more like a rampart that goes around it.
Oh, okay. And there are guards up there.
Yes. At least
Okay.
two that you can see that are at the front. Leaning over, it looks like they are chatting or, you know, paying attention to this building audience outside.
Then the main question is, am I able to get within 60 feet of that balcony?
Probably not very easily. Like, you would need to be, like, right up against the wooden fence if you wanted to do that.
Bet I'd be able to see through. Okay, I'm gonna spend a few minutes in trying to do that then. Just let
Okay.
me know if I actually...
The best chance you would get is you see Shalashar with some drinks and he's walking towards the guards. You think to yourself, he's gonna stop to talk to them. If I squeeze myself in next to them here during this conversation, this will be my best chance. He'll give
Yeah,
you a
I'll try it.
visual, you'll be close, you can get in there nice and quickly. This would be your best
Oh, I'm not gonna
chance.
go inside, like, past the wall or anything.
No, but this would put you, like, up against the wall, able to see the balcony, right? The main
Alright,
problem is you're
alright.
short as fuck, so... the closer you get,
We'll see
the
if it
harder it
works.
is to
We'll
see.
see if it works.
Just do better, Connor.
Alright.
Sorry, Justin.
Alright, Shalasha, you're walking up with these mugs.
Yep. I'll just kind of call out and get their attention.
As you're
Hey.
approaching, one of the guards goes, "Halt! You come bearing drinks, I'm gonna have to confiscate those. Get
Fair
over
enough.
here! Come on!"
And I'm just like holding food like wherever I can. Are they what race are the guards?
They're wearing... We'll just go off of your past perception here, because I know it's high. You would guess like they're human or demi-human. It's really not the easiest to tell, as they do have helmets that are covering their ears, and that's like the go-to for figuring out a bunch of these things. But like, they're definitely not dwarves. That's for sure. So they could be elf, they could be half-elf, they could be human, they could be half-dwarf, you know. They could
I'll
be a
bring
mix of these
something kind of like something from Char, and I'll bring also some Sigwolf kind of like food, and I'll bring a bunch of drinks. And it's like, hey, I know I'm having a little get together over there, just kind of keep morale up, and I didn't want you guys kind of be left out.
Ah, this was you, huh? Inciting a riot.
Yeah, that's me.
And one of them comes over and he's like trying to like help grab this stuff from you.
Are there any other guards inside that want any food? I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah. If you don't mind, Paul here will take it in. And
Oh yeah,
Paul's
not a
like,
problem. I
"Yeah,
just
yeah,
how many am I
thank you so much. This is great.
bringing over?
It's, quite a bit. Bit of a full house.
All right. If you don't mind, just kind of keep an eye out for me. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, fucking, you got it. And Paul, bring it on in. We'll get like a card or something up here.
That'd help. And I'll just kind of like.
Cool,
hand them
now's
off.
your chance as they're having this conversation. What would you like to do?
I would like to cast Unseen Servant up on the balcony.
Alright, make a sleight of hand check.
Ugh. No, not that nice. I don't trust it. 15.
15. One of the guards does like look down and eye you, and And then he looks around and doesn't seem like he sees anything. And he looks at you again, and he like gives you like this. What was? Ah, fucking.
You got a bathroom I can use? I gotta pee. I don't want to pee against the fence.
Oh, you better hold it. Get to the tavern across the road.
Fine. I'll like disappear into the crowd.
Alright.
Iconic right there.
But you do get your servant up on the wall. Up
Not
on
gonna
the
be
balcony.
doing anything yet.
Alright,
It's just gonna be hanging out there.
got it. Kind of like moves to one of the corners, allegedly, unseen. No one really knows where the invisible man is. What's the next thing that happens? As this thing is still building, more people are showing up. But like, it is definitely starting to get darker and darker, so there's some lamplighters showing up that are starting to light the torches along the way.
I think we wait for that food delivery to come in. And then when they're distracted with that, swing over, drop into the courtyard.
Okay. So you guys hold it a little bit longer. Shall I say you gather some more food. You bring it back there. And this time when you return, it seems like there's 2 other guards here. For a total of 3 at the front. One of them is now like manning a cart, and the other one is helping load. Well, the first guy that you talked to, is still like manning his post as best as he can, just keeping an eye on the crowd. Whenever someone gets too close, like they're fine about it, but if someone like starts to like look cozy against the fence, he'll like yell at them and be like, "Hey, please
No
back
loitering."
up. Just enjoy. Just not here. The street's fine, not here." He's not rude about it. He's actually rather cordial. It's probably like the chillest guard you guys have seen.
As I'm like just kind of handing over the food. Hey, if you don't mind me asking, what are you guys guarding? Is it like a museum or something?
No, this is the Flame Tongue Estate.
Sorry, I'm not from here.
Well, Yolvi lives here. He's one of the union leaders.
Oh, that's awesome. Does he always have this much security, or is it just have someone special over?
Roll a deception check.
Trying to decide if that is deceiving.
I mean, this guy's trying to read to see if you do know these things, if you're trying to gauge you.
17.
17? I mean, you look like you're pretty new to town. Yeah, I mean, we've had, I don't want to scare you away, but there's been a bit of trouble, Not sure if you hear a couple of nights ago, but there's some trouble down at the docks. So just
No, actually,
keeping a lid on things, that's all.
well, that's good at least. I just didn't want you guys to miss out on any of the festivities, because, I mean, yesterday there was that whole thing at the docks, and that was a little stressful.
It's one of the main reasons we're all here now, but it's fine. We're quite well compensated for our time here, and I mean, you brought it to us basically, and you're letting us bring the food in, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I myself have spent some time as a guard. Used to do tours in my small town in Yun, and I know what it's like. Kind of always on post, you never really get a chance to kind of give yourself a break.
Yeah, I mean, you look quite well armored for a guard.
As a guard, kind of been on the road, and this is actually like a family heirloom.
You looking to settle down? Looking for a new job?
Not really certain. I find I'm always kind of on the road. Maybe I can find a place to settle down. Find someone that feels a little like home,
Well, I mean, if you manage to organize all of this, I mean, that in itself is a skill. If you're looking, we could probably get you in. You could have a conversation.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
I mean, it won't be today, but maybe come by tomorrow.
Absolutely. That'd be an incredible thing.
Yeah, of course, no problem. Thanks again for the food.
Of course, I'm glad to help. You guys, party safe, all right?
We're working. It's not too hard.
All right. Well, take care of yourselves.
You have a good night, so.
You as well. And I'll just kind of like head back to the party.
Well, alright. You got it. So you guys can now see, quite a bit of food has been moved over. A couple of carts loads have now been, well, one cartload has been taken in. Still not quite a ruckus, but it definitely is a lot busier than it was 30 minutes ago. It's definitely the loudest part of town, and word's starting to spread. More people are starting to show up still. Some lights are starting to go up here and there. We're getting into like the last little bit of dusk here. The sky is starting to turn from navy to black.
You know, I think this is a better distraction than that one time with the salami.
Oh my god, I can't believe that.
The fucking insinuation.
It got
boy.
everywhere.
So what are you guys waiting for now? What's the next move here?
We're waiting for the guys on the balcony to be looking away from where we are. And then Dottie,
Make a perception check. Both
I'm
of
gonna
you
let
can if
you
you
tell
want.
me when to go. So I'm gonna send Dottie and I'm gonna be flying by right after her.
Okay,
17.
17. So here's what you're able to tell. There is two people on the balcony looking forward at all times, and then there's another two that are like patrolling. They'll go, pretty much just around in a circle. Same with on the bottom, but it seems like over the course of this distraction, like it looked before as there was like one's on the left, one's on the right, and they go. But over the course of this, they've gotten a little out of step, so now instead they're like both on the left side at the same time, or both on the right side at the same time. The rotations have synced up.
Awesome, that's what we need.
Yep, perfect.
So when they're opposite us, Dottie is going to swoop by, click it in her claws, hang there, and then I'm gonna swoop down. And we're gonna have it like set low enough that you kind of gotta make sure you pick your legs up so you don't like.
So here's what I'm going to need. I'm going to need a couple of stealth checks and a couple of athletic checks.
Wouldn't it be more acrobatics?
To hold on to a zip line?
No.
To hold on to a zip line and gracefully make sure you don't nut yourself.
You're right. It should be an athletics and an acrobatics and a stealth check. Good call.
No!
I appreciate that. I'm convinced.
Before I go, I'm gonna pat you on the shoulder. I believe in you, and I'm gonna give you inspiration.
Oh, yay.
Just like the time with the salami.
Just like that.
So let's do
Inspired just like the time with the
these in
salami.
order. I want the athletics first.
Okay.
Then there'll be the acrobatics to get your ass over the thing, and then a stealth check to see the overall how stealthy you are.
18 for athletics.
Okay.
I got a 16 on the die, so 17.
Okay. Next comes the acrobatics. As you
Acrobatics?
guys come down this, maybe not the quickest you could go, as the rope does kind of sag just a little bit, but you guys are able to, like, you're closing in now. You're about to, like, collide with the side of this wall. 17, so you managed to, like, just get your legs up. You come dangerously close to, like, scraping your ass on the spike, but somehow you manage to, like,
Thanks, then.
I got a 17 too.
a 17 as well. Same with you.
Close.
Like, it's
Almost
like,
nutted myself.
woo! You feel the rush of air go by. Your jimmies are
A bit
rustling.
drafty.
Alright, next I need a set of stealth checks.
22.
18 on the die for a 28.
Alright, so with that, you guys get to the other side. You have, like, this moment of, oh, Jesus, and you manage to land. Seems like you timed the guards correctly. You're just suddenly on the other side of this courtyard. Your familiar knows what they're doing. They immediately click and they start flying back the way they came. What are you two doing?
You like pull. We would have tied a slip knot, so then you pull one the opposite end, and it like unravels, and then I pull it back.
Okay.
With Dottie's help, like she like.
So
pulls
you
it,
want to
and
leave
it,
this
like,
rope in place while the owl flies back and then does the thing.
and then pulls on it and flies it back to me, and I.
Okay, so you're gonna
Throw
try
it
to
into pocket space.
wrap this up as the owl is coming back.
No, I'm not even wrapping it up. I'm just throwing it into pocket space as the owl is flying it back.
Yes,
There's
but
no time to
long
wrap it.
story short, there's an owl in the air holding a rope flying back.
For like 10 seconds.
Shalasha, you can see this quite clearly. This owl flying back towards them with a rope. And as you see it, there's a couple of other people that are starting to be like, is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm going to use thaumaturgy. Remember in the dance competition when I shaped it to make like pictures? I'm doing that, but in the sky. So I'm just doing like is there anything I know about Black Hollow that is like a symbol that I can kind of I'm gonna make the fucking tree. I'm gonna make the tree in shadow and kind of like paint it in the sky.
Minor illusion or something like that would work a lot better. If you don't have that, so you just want to use a cantrip, it's not going to be overly helpful, right? You can make it, but it's not really going to cover because it's a cantrip.
Dottie has +3 to stealth.
I get that, but they're holding a rope, flying it back towards this. So few people are starting to know. I didn't make a stealth check for your owl.
And 60-foot movement speed.
I get that, but that's still going to be, like a couple of seconds to do this,
Yeah,
Fly back, pull the thing, then you're pulling it in as they're doing this, It's... You're not invisible.
I'm all I have available right now is fucking thaumaturgy.
Alright, cool.
So,
you also have one chance here to try to distract the crowd. If not, it is going to be noticed. Shalasha is trying to do this. You see it goes up. It's not quite blocking the owl. It's like a it's almost like a water mug on top of the owl. But you still see an owl.
I can do sounds as well though, like crows cawing, bell tolling. So I'm gonna make the biggest fucking ruckus possible with the 3 effects I'm allowed.
And where are you going to do those?
Basically like right in the sky above me to try and draw their attention away from looking half an inch to the left.
Okay. Cool. Make a performance check for me, Shalasha, as this is happening. And cool, you also have one chance to accomplish something. Aim for greatness.
I don't think I have anything to
That one is a 14.
I can dodge the balcony.
contribute.
Alright, Assi and Arod, you guys are now starting to hear things outside. You hear bells going off suddenly. You hear people starting to shout and stuff like that. It sounds like something bad is happening all of a sudden. People are freaking out. As suddenly this bell rings out.
I do want to raise my voice as like the bell chimes and it's like, to raise morale, to friends. And I'll kind of like raise my hands as I do it.
Assi and Arod, what are you two doing on the inside of this?
Stepping Dottie out.
Okay, the rope is going to fall. You can keep pulling if you want to. You can leave it. It's up to you.
I'm continuing to pull it as I like barrel roll in towards the house to like hide in the to hide against the wall.
All right, and Arod, same thing.
Same thing, except I have my bow out and I have an arrow trained up onto the balcony in case anyone comes over and spots us.
It's like pulling a measuring tape while it's like zipping up.
Yeah. No,
That's what Assi is doing.
I got that. I will also remind you that the rules are it takes 6 seconds to put something in pocket space, so it's not immediate. We do it a lot for theatrics, but rules is written for things like this. It's not instant. Alright. So, Shalasha, you do this toast. Cole, make a perception check. Let's see if you noticed it. Just for fun.
Oh, wow. With advantage, that's a 4.
You're like, ooh, time to toast. Long story short, you are Shalasha's ideal audience.
It's a great party! I'm so drunk.
Alright.
Maybe I shouldn't have had that mead.
Alright, so you guys, Shalasha and Cole, you guys can pretty much interrupt me whenever you want. Just put your hand up and I'll jump to you, but I want to assume you're just enjoying the party in the meantime as I focus on these two. Sound good?
Basically gonna hold my action or like what we do in case there's any
Like I
anything
said,
fucky that happens.
play it by ear.
So-
I'm going to give you guys priority. You just have to raise your hand and let me know when you got something or when you want to bring something to my attention, and I'll also kind of jump to you once in a while. But I think we can all agree that the main conflict here is our two rogues that have gotten over this wall. May or may not have been noticed by a few people, and possibly some guards, dare I say, as they are running towards the side of this house. Now, this thing does have a step up to get to it, so like the bottom windows are like 6 feet off the ground. So you guys kind of get to like you're able to tuck in, and you're not worried about like being against windows or anything like that.
Plus, they're boarded up.
Yes, and they are boarded up. So that being said, what are you guys doing as you like move to the side of this house?
I give you the 2 quick signs: back door or front door.
Door.
Okay, head to the door.
Which, the back door, front door,
Back door.
back door? All right. So you guys start slinking your way that way. Make a couple of perception checks for me.
I'm gonna give him advantage.
The first one's a 16. And, ooh, a nat 20. 24.
I cannot perceive my butt with both hands. I
Nice.
give you advantage.
1 second. Alright. And what, very quickly, because I'm going to be courteous to you, what time frame were you guys trying to get in on? Where were the guards in their rotation when you did this?
Hopefully all on the other balcony that wasn't facing us.
On the other balcony, okay. So in that case, then, you would hear them on the back of the house the way you're heading right now. So you guys can hear them approaching as you're like getting close to the edge of this house. Inside these walls, you have the building to your side, you have the wall on the other side. The grounds here are actually rather well kept. There's a couple of little divots, the floor, the ground here isn't even, as well as there's maybe a couple of like shrubs here or there around the outside of this building. Not the best cover, but you guys could probably try to squeeze into these hedges if you want. You could try to get up the walls if you want. You could try to get through one of these boarded up windows. But it's really up to you and your imaginations as to what it is you want to do as you hear these guards are
I'm gonna
immediately
signal.
on you, but we'll be here soon.
I'm gonna signal the assy climb.
I'm gonna do what the man says. I'm not gonna question it.
Climb. Alright.
I guess climb and try to slip in through one of the 2nd story windows.
Yes. I'll need a couple of athletic checks.
Oh, buddy, I am not good at athletics. I'm the one that picks the logs. I'm not even able to do a pull-up.
So what you get?
I got an 8.
An 8.
I got a 16.
So instead, I'm gonna go for a shrub.
Alright.
Oh, if they're one of the lowest story windows that I think I might be able to shove my ass through.
It's boarded up. So that's kind of like, so I'll describe what happens, and then this one you'll make yourself first. So, Ava, you kind of like, you signal and you go climb. You put your bow away, you take a couple of steps back, you run towards this wall, kind of like, ninja warrior style. You get your hands onto the boarded up window, get your feet up there immediately, match your grip, and now you're like standing on top of the top board, right? And you're reaching towards the windowsill of the second. As he sees this, they run towards it, they go up, and they like slap against the wall, unable to reach the bottom boarded window because they're too short.
The window is 6 foot above. I'm not reaching the
Yeah,
window.
so you go up, and then you just hear, and you look down and like high five the wall. As they make a stealth check,
Yeah.
and then Ava,
I see this coming, and I like push off the wall into the bush because that is a fucking 24, sorry.
so they look around and they like swan dive into the bush, and you can like just barely see like their little heels like They're like pulling their knees up to their chest, just kind of like shimmying into the foliage. This small little bush. Luckily in this case, their size does help for this, as they seem like they mostly obscure themselves. You can jump down if you want, or you can make another athletics to finish your climb to the second story window, and then we can see if you can get in or not.
All of the guards on the balcony, they came downstairs, right?
You're unable to see, like, you look up, and you just see, like, a wooden, like, an overhang, right, as to where it is that they are.
Okay.
So,
I'll continue the climb.
Alright, one more athletics check for me.
$15.
15. Alright, so you get up to the second story window. You can try to get in with a sleight of hand check if you want, or you could do the daring of trying to reverse con yourself out into the open to get a hold of the balcony. Or you can always drop down if you want. It's up to you.
I'll use sleight of hand.
Alright. At this point, like, as you can hear the guards and they're like almost right at the corner. Like they're
26.
about to turn it.
I'm waiting for them to pass me by.
So as they're coming, you hear like just the faintest little clinking sound above you, right? Like the only thing you hear is the sound of footsteps, the beating of your heart, and then like just this tiny little sound. Your window's still open, and then you hear it. I'm assuming you close it as you go in.
Yeah.
And close it behind you, A-Rod.
I'm going to... I'm going to prepare a silent image. If I think they look at me, I'm going to silent image myself into like
More bush.
like trees, a bush, and then like a squirrel running to the next bush.
Okay.
And
You
just
got it.
silent image like squirrel. Phew.
So, we'll begin with A-Rod's description, and then we'll jump over to you, and then we'll go back to A-Rod. So A-Rod, you open this window, you get inside, you close it behind you. When you come into this window, it actually seems like it was right next to like a lower, like a half bookcase, and you're kind of like crouched on top of this thing. Inside of this
There are
building,
two guys at table.
yes, and it's quite dark. You have low light or dark vision, I believe, right?
Yeah, I have dark vision.
Alright, so you just have a little bit of the sun coming in, and that's more than enough for you as you like look into this place. A bunch of it is actually covered with like
Yeah,
drop
we
cloths.
exhale.
It looks like this used to be a well-used room. Make a quick investigation or perception check.
I'll probably do perception. 19.
19. So, you're on top of this thing. Look over to either side. There's a few other bookcases as well. None of these have cloths on them, but you are able to see a few books here and there. You can also see what looks to be a table with a chair in front of it that's been covered with a cloth. You can see a closed door on the far side, and then you also see a bunch of higher or taller bookcases as well. This seems like it was supposed to be like a reading room of some sort. But the only furniture in here would be the bookcases, and then this table and chair that are covered by a white cloth. Actually, it almost gives you like a bit of a fright as you first come in. You're like, oh god, a ghost! And then it passes. Meanwhile, outside, Assy, you hear like the sound of like this close behind you. You look up, and you look back down at the same time that these two guards turn the corner. Having a bit of a conversation. None of them seem to look at you. Instead, they're just talking about like, oh man, so they're having a lot of fun out there. How much longer do we have on this shift? I don't know. 2 hours? I mean, he checks his watch. What are you doing, dude? It's fucking dark. Your sundial's not gonna work. Look, man, I'm fucking over it, alright? Keep talking as they go.
Inside my head, I've got my own theme music going as I like sneak to the back door as planned, and I start picking the lock.
Okay, so you make it to the other side. Not really a back door, but there is what seems to be a cellar that would go down.
Picking that lock.
Alright, make a sleight of hand for me.
Wouldn't that be thieves' tools?
Yes, but that is a sleight of hand, so you can add your proficiency if you have it as well.
No, these tools is actually a tool proficiency.
Is it? Alright, well,
Yeah.
you can do sleight of hand or you can do your proficiency. It's up to you.
I have expertise with them. That's why I'm saying thieves tools.
Okay.
Wait, if they're the same thing, then why did I take expertise in both of them?
Nah, I don't fucking know. I'll look into it and I'll give you a better, more concrete answer. I always thought they were the same and you just need proficiency to use it. But I'll look into it and we'll figure this off later off stream. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25.
25. That's not enough to win the pumpkin, but good try. As you think around with this thing, you get it off. You're able to go inside if you want, but you will not be able to relock it from this side. Unless you want to try to figure out a way to do that. So, it's up to you. You will be locking yourself in, if you can figure out a way to do it, or the lock's off. You have this thought as you open the door and you, like, take your first step or two down. You're still holding the door.
I'm gonna snap, and I'm gonna have Dottie, like, lay the lock with her little beak so that it looks like it's closed.
Okay, so it's like just the
And then
tiniest...
fly off into the tree and wait for me.
Okay. Make a, I guess I'll make it, because I can look up... She's an owl right now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Fantastic.
And I can also just take control of her to do it.
Well, no, you can look through her eyes, but you never really
Yeah.
take full control. This is never that. Alright. So,
Make
I'll
sure
give you
she-
your description, I'm going to jump up to A-Rod and see what he does. So you come
And then-
down these stairs.
Yeah.
Make a perception check for me, and I know you also have dark vision, because 12.
Yeah, 12. Okay, cool. Perception. That's cocked. So I want to say that's 20, but it could be either. That's not great either. That's only 13, 14.
14.
Not great.
Okay. So you come down into this place. You can see what seems to be several crates stacked against the walls here and there. It's actually a rather narrow passage, and it seems like this place is rather well stocked. It seems like, nothing's like stacked to the roof, but it's like it's stacked in a weird way where it's not like particularly well done, and it looks like it's been almost set up as a maze for some reason. Like if you wanted to get through this, you would need to go forward, go around, go this way, go that way, go this way, go that way. Looking further on beyond this, you can see this is quite larger than the house. It looks like this would actually expand through much of the ground, maybe even like close to the edge of the street. You can see a staircase that goes up, and you can also like just vaguely make out what seems to be, well, it stands out. You're unsure what it is, but it's a far taller structure with another cloth draped across it against one of the far walls.
So I'm
Off
gonna
to
go
your
investigate that.
Alright, do you want
I
to
don't like I like touch my earring. I don't know what the fuck is going on down here, but the cellar is ridiculously big. It's bigger than the house. This is all sus as fuck.
I don't know, I don't got diddly up here. Just a bunch of bookshelves and an old writing desk, it looks like.
I have one of the earrings, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right, you do.
So you hear this? Well, sorry, as you reach up, and you go, shit. Thank you, Cole.
Sorry.
MVP.
Sorry, I had to do it.
Yeah, I love that.
It's just like, just wait for the whole thing, like...
We need to get a
what the
stone
fuck am I
fucking
supposed to
earring.
do about it?
You think
We
you
need
want
a
to say
stone
this?
fucking earring.
but
We
you
really
can't.
do.
Yeah.
Alright. Charlotte, Cole, anything you guys want to make me aware of? Are you guys still good just chilling this party? Having a good time?
I'm waiting for either a message or one of the
I'm waiting
One
for
of
two
the,
to stay at the
signals.
fan.
Alright. Just checking in
I'm
with
up.
you guys. Alright,
Yep.
A-Rod. You're upstairs. You see this room? You seem to be alone. You don't really hear a lot of things outside from like the ruckus coming from outside, but it's muted through the window pane.
I'm gonna scope around the room just a little bit, just poking around the whole time. I'm gonna be whispering myself, come on, just tell her how you feel, come on. see, I got feelings. No, it's too direct. That's stupid. That won't work. And I'm gonna like listen against the door really quick.
Make a
See,
perception for me.
We've been traveling together a long time, and no.
What that
Fuck. Ooh, not 20. 28.
28.
All right, calm the fuck down.
My 2 nat 20s for tonight.
Definitely, like, the most sound you hear comes from that window, and it's actually a little disorienting. On the other side, it sounds exceedingly quiet, but then you can also just make out the sound of people upstairs, a couple more muffled voices. Sounds like it's coming from the far right. You would have guessed that there's probably a staircase on the other side of this door farther down that way, and that's why you hear these voices there. Besides that, every once in a while you hear like this. Well, not every once in a while. You just manage to catch it. It sounds like the sound of like wood on wood scraping, like someone's like pushing back from a chair. You know the level isn't abandoned, and you know there's a staircase that goes up without needing to open this door.
I'll take the staircase.
You want to
I'll
open
crack
the door?
open the door. I'll like poke my head out really quick, just kind of if anyone's directly around.
Let me double check what I have written here, because I don't want to screw you. I believe everything is accurate so far. So you open this, you peek out just a little bit. We're going to use the same perception for this. You get like the faintest shaft of light through here. Peering around, you do indeed see the staircase far to the side there. You're not quite in a hallway. This almost looks like it's supposed to be like some sort of hall, but it is lined with several doors along the way. Most of them are closed. You would count on the far side alone about 8 different doors.
Jeez.
And then if you were to peek your head out just a little bit, you would count 3 that way. So you would imagine if it's similar, 5 on the other side of the door, and you're in the 4th one. Or this, yes, you'll be in the 5th one. From there.
I'll try to slip into the next door to
Now,
my right.
Just to give you a little bit more here. As I said, this is more like a great hall, but the largest structure in this place, it's a little fucked up. It looks like a hangman's gallows has been set up in the center of this floor. Just has like the walkway up, it has like the thing, it has the noose in place, and also has like a couple other lengths of rope just scattered around the legs of this thing. It's not particularly tall, but it does, you know, rather fill the area.
Charming. I will slink my way over to the next door and check if it's locked.
So you just want to go to the one directly next to you?
Yeah, I'm checking. I'm going room by room.
Okay, I'll get right back to you. Assy, you wanted to go check out that thing. Do you want to follow the maze, or how do you want to get there?
The maze is like different like shelves and boxes and.
It's mostly just crates. They're all the same size. So if you wanted, you know, these crates are probably about like 3, maybe 4 feet tall. So you could get on top if you wanted.
I'm gonna get up on top and I'm gonna hardcore parkour my way over there as quietly as possible.
Alright, make a stealth check for me. As you are kind of walking on boxes, jumping from one to the other sort of thing.
That's 21.
21.
15 plus 6.
And do me a favor, make a perception check one more time.
Oh shit, that's the best perception I've had for fucking ages, I think. That's gonna be a 17.
Okay. And your stealth check was 17, you said?
No, that was 21.
21. Okay. So you start jumping from one box to the other, being as quietly as you can, you know, so you're doing like that weird, like, long jump for short things where, like, you kind of, like, more or less stick your leg out and, like, fall forward into it. You know, every once in a while there's a little, like, click of your heels as you go from one to the other. Some of the boxes creak underneath you. You get the feeling that these aren't, like, full to the brim. Most of them sound like they're actually rather quite hollow. And even as you step on them, you're like, there's nothing in this one, right? If I
I'm
was,
stepping on like the edges of the boxes to try and
I know,
minimize
I know.
peeking.
but you would get the feeling like, you know, some of these have stuff, but a bunch of them are like almost empty, and they almost like slide as you step on them. Like if you were to just push onto it, it would move, right? A big part of these. The other thing you notice is like a bunch of these like go to dead ends, and like it really is like just like this weird little maze, and you're like, what the hell's going on here?
When I step on one of the boxes that I feel like it's full, I want to try and peek inside of it.
So you want to stop what you're doing to take a little peek, see, do?
Yeah, if it isn't nailed shut.
They are nailed shut, so you
never
would need
mind.
to take a little bit here to get into them.
Never mind then.
You know, they were chests and you could just undo the latch, but sadly. But you continue along this, and eventually you do get to this large structure that seems like it is covered with some sort of cloth.
How big is the structure? Like,
It like goes like floor to ceiling sort of thing, you know. It's probably like 5.5 feet tall in like this 6-foot basement. It is a very large, very comfortable cellar.
I'm gonna check for traps.
Okay, roll an investigation for me.
Investigation nation. Investigation. That would be 19.
19. Quickly going over it, you look over, you take a film of the shape. The cloth itself, rather loose with the way it's hanging. The only place that seems to be anchored from is at the top of it. Everything else, though, you kind of like get a little bit of a look around. You're able to see darker colors underneath this thing. It seems like it's probably some sort of painting or something like that. The cloth itself, though, seems like it's only attached at the top, and you'd be unable to really tell what's there, but you don't get the sense that this is trapped. The last thing you're able to tell is that the cloth is just on top. It doesn't fall behind this thing. This thing is tilted slightly, and there might be something behind it as well.
I'm gonna make a choice here. I'm gonna snap my fingers. Snap again. I'm gonna have Dottie, like, sit across from this thing.
Now, before you do this, you go to snap once, and you go, if I do this, there's a lock on the door that I will not be able to remove. So I will be stuck in here, even though the lock isn't locked.
Okay, right.
As you like pause like this, and you have this thought, you're like, this is indeed a choice. No return. Do I do this? While you're having this thought, I want to jump to A-Rod while you think this through.
No, because there's a door to the house itself.
Okay. So you want to snap then? And you'll be like, I'll make it through the front door?
I saw a staircase going to the door itself, right?
Going upstairs.
Yeah, going upstairs.
So I'll let you think of this. I want to jump to A-Rod.
I'm just gonna check myself.
So what do you want to do then?
I'm just gonna check underneath the thing. I'm gonna check the painting. I might make eyes.
So you want to take the cloth off? You want to lift the cloth? Like, what do you do? How do you check?
Cloth, and I'm gonna make eye contact with what I can assume is going to be Dorian Gray.
Okay, you race for Dorian Gray.
Race for Dorian Gray.
You race for Dorian
Medieval
Gray.
Constitution.
Okay, so you lift this thing, this cloth. With your dark vision, the colors are definitely off, right? It is dark, and you do see in grayscale. So, like, writing and stuff like that really wouldn't fit. Same with, like, even the artwork in here itself. So you're unable to really make out much details, and actually it almost looks kind of haunting as you just see, like, ghostly figures. You know this isn't the painting itself, but it seems to be a larger figure with no hair. It looks like he has his arms out, and it looks like he's holding two smaller shadows.
I'm gonna take out a lantern
Okay.
from pocket space. I'm gonna light the lantern.
Alright, then you will see what seems to be a large, bald figure, and it looks like he has two children. Looks similar to him. Same hooked noses and, like, sharper features. You would guess this is probably some sort of family portrait of some sort.
Does this man even have children?
Roll a history with disadvantage.
How
I've been
intimately do you
looking
know this
into him.
man's loins?
Huh? Oh, I trust me. It's with disadvantage.
That is not great. That is 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. That's the exact thought you have. Is does this guy even have children? Looking at this painting now that you have the lantern on, it seems like it wasn't done in Char. Looking at it, this seems to be, he's wearing a lot more regal sort of like flame stuff. His looks like he has a bronzed codice over top, same emblems that you've seen on the paladins, not quite as big or not quite as ornate, and then it looks like he also has a very large orange cloak from the back. The other last thing you notice, it looks like he has a very large mole, almost like a Madonna's mole from hell. But it's a very large section of his face. The kids seems to be 2 sons. Looks like they're dressed similar to him without the codice, but they do have the same orange robes on.
Okay, and it's a bald man with 2 sons in the portrait.
Yes.
Okay, that's I'm gonna lay the cover back down as I found it, and I'm gonna look for something to rummage in.
Okay. Now, again, you could also peek behind this thing if you want. As I said, you think there might be...
Yeah, I'm gonna peek behind it.
Okay. I'll get back to you. I gotta jump to A-Rod as we have 2 people going. A-Rod, you're upstairs. You move over to the next door. Put your hand on the lock. The door. Without even needing to put it too much, you're like, this thing isn't locked. If I turn a little bit more, it will click open.
I'll click it open.
Right, click it open. Peek inside, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Alright. This next room seems similar to the first, but instead of it being a bunch of similar in proportions, I should say, but it seems like it has a large piano in the middle that has been covered over with something. Make a perception check for me.
14.
14. The oddest thing that you notice in the last room as well, they do have ways of lighting this room if they wanted. They have candelabras everywhere, but there's no candles in sight. Same with you kind of take a smell and it's a little mildewy in here. It smells stagnant. It smells like people don't really come on this level very often, as well as when you open this door, the first time you didn't notice this, you aired it out, you opened the window, but this time it's mothballs. It's almost like it smells like it's rotting, or it's just, it doesn't smell good. It's weird. No one's been in this room for a long time.
On to the next door then.
Alright. Next door, similar procedure, I'm imagining, unless you want to do anything different. So you open it, click it open, slide it. This one, same thing. Smells like you've opened a time capsule, but this one, it's actually filled with several things. It looks like it's mostly storage room. You can see chairs along the walls. You can see a couple of tables that have been flipped over and put against it. You can see cloths covering this, but some of these tables are too big. The cloths are unable to. They've mostly gathered around the bottom of some of these. Some of them have even fallen off and they haven't been picked up. You don't see any dust or anything though. Again, it's just no one's been here in a long time.
I'm gonna head up to the 3rd story.
Okay. Turn your heels, you start heading that way. It's almost like you're joining back in society. You can hear more voices coming down the stairs. You've seen through these windows, you've heard from Acid what's upstairs. You would be aware there are guards upstairs in a large section of this room, but there's also supposed to be 3 other rooms. They didn't see where this staircase lets out into, so you'd need to be very careful doing this.
Alright, yeah, I'll make another stealth check if I have to and creep up there.
Alright, I want to jump to Assy, and then we will get back to you.
Alrighty.
Assy,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I said I'm checking behind the painting and then rummaging.
Alright. So you grab the side of this painting, you kind of shift it over just a little bit. It's quite heavy. Can you...
I don't move the painting at all. I don't want to risk dropping it. I just move myself.
Well, you'll need... make either a perception or a strength check. We'll say that.
I don't want to try. I don't want to risk moving it and dropping it. So perception it is. That is not great. That's a 13.
13. You go up to this thing. You can smell that it smells like fresh air or something. Like, it extends beyond this. I shouldn't say fresh air. It smells earthy. It smells like there's something beyond this that exits out of this cellar as you get to it. You're unable to really see anything again as you do have dark vision, so you can just vaguely see like a tunnel that looks like it holds
I have
off.
the lantern still.
Yes, but you didn't want to move this thing, so you just have like this little bit of glow, then it goes beyond, and your dark vision picks up again, so you just see a curving, like, rough sort of thing. But actually, with your lantern, you will see it's not rough stone. It's actually like brickwork. So this wasn't dug out recently, whatever it was. The party at this point still going great. More people have showed up. Now we're starting to get to the more ruckus sort of thing as people have had a couple of drinks in them.
It's a little rowdy.
What would you like to do, Assy?
I gotta see where this leads.
So you want to move the painting now?
Yeah, very
Alright,
carefully.
You can
Definitely.
make either an athletics or acrobatics. Athletics would be you move it to the side. Acrobatics, you're trying to squeeze in. We'll see what happens.
I'm gonna try to squeeze through.
Thanks, then.
I got faith. Oh, faith seems to be good because that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
No, 21.
21. Alright, you do need to like move this thing over just a little bit as you like put one leg through, squeeze around it, and suddenly you're beyond. You've definitely disturbed it. It's moved over a little bit, and the cloth has also shifted with you and your efforts doing this, but you do get in without toppling this thing, as suddenly you're no longer on like the packed earth floor of the cellar. Instead, you're once again on like this stonework. It feels like you're on a cobblestone road. The walls themselves, if you were to like reach out and touch them, same thing. Domed ceiling, almost like that of a catacomb.
Okay, creepy, weird. I'm gonna slink down this hall.
Okay, make a
I
stealth
alert.
check for me.
Not great. That's only a 19.
Okay. A-Rod, you also made a stealth check, and I believe you got something in the 20s. Can you remind me?
Here, I'll just roll it again.
Thank you.
So
My
I forgot
apologies.
to. 23.
23. So you make it to the bottom of the staircase. The voices doesn't sound ruckus. Definitely like the most sound you're hearing is coming from outside of the building. It's weird. It's almost like it like hits a sound barrier and then it gets muted, but then it still echoes through these halls. Almost like history calling to you, kind of like crawling its way through here. Except for upstairs, which is definitely the loudest of all the noise sources. You start to move your way up here, one foot in front of the other, keeping low, close to the banister. Do you have any weapons in your hands?
I have a dagger.
So you have, well, your dagger out of your belt as you make your way up. It's not an overly large long staircase, but it is quite wide. Wide enough for about 5 people to walk abreast up this staircase. This is at the end of the hall, so directly behind you is the gallows as you make your way up this thing. Eventually you get to the top. It just has in simple carved banister. Nothing overly fancy. Everything here just seems rather utilitarian. You know, there isn't a lot of detail in any of this woodwork. As you get to the top, it's still dark. There isn't any light shining down from this. The walls inside of here, looking around, it seems to be I don't want to say drywall, but it's like this weird, it's been papered over. And it's difficult to see what it is, but this actually seems like more well-maintained. There is a door off to your side that you could open up. Besides that, there isn't much in this except for the staircase itself. It almost is like if you were to push this door open, you could throw things down these stairs relatively easily. The other weird thing is it's not a good defensible position because it's just set off in the middle of the room and then only lets off to one side of the room. You understand, like, there should be another door to get to the other side here, but there's no way to access the east side of this house.
Okay. I will listen at the door and see what I hear. Do I hear anything?
Hear a little bit of roll of perception, actually.
Ooh, not
Is your
great.
god asking you to roll perception?
A 13.
13. You're still kind of like having the thought of like, how do I get there? What's going on? This is the middle, and you put your ear against this, and you can definitely hear more voices. This is probably going to let off into the guard station itself.
Okay.
You were told that on the other side of this door, just to kind of remind you from last session, 3 tables, probably about 5 to 12 people at any given time, as well as there is a couple of doors. You would imagine, because they said there was 3 doors, so there's probably 2 doors to your south, and then another door far to the north, which would let off into the balcony, as well as a ring of windows that looks out from here.
Okay, I'm gonna creep back downstairs. I don't like how crowded it is up here. I'm not keen to get spotted. So I'm gonna creep downstairs. I'll sheath my dagger for the moment, and I'll still keep repeating to myself, like, just tell her, come on.
As you're walking down these stairs, you hear some, like, boots on staircases someplace else. And it sounds like they're getting louder, like they're ascending.
I'm gonna try to beat him to it and try to get down and then get into a room really quick.
What room do you want to try to get into? Just the nearest one?
Yeah, the nearest one I can find.
Okay, make a dex saving throw, we'll say.
Sure thing. Ooh, 19 on the die for a 26.
19 for 26? Yeah, that's fast enough that, like, at the same time, like, you bolt to this door, you're still being stealthy, you don't break that easily. And as you open the door, you hold it shut, and you wait. And as soon as you hear that door click open, you pull this one shut at the same time. So it's, like, just almost flawless as you close this. Behind you, we'll get back to it, actually. Assie,
Yes.
you're starting to creep your way down this corridor.
Yes.
It goes for quite a little ways. Is there anything I should keep in mind as you're moving down this?
I'm only going to go for about a minute or 2, and I'm going to turn back.
Make a survival check for me.
Oh, this is not going to be pretty. How much time do I lose? That's a 3.
A 3. You definitely can't tell how long you've been here. You just start going, and you realize like it does turn rather consistently, almost as if you're like in like a very lazy arch. But you do also notice like your vision is getting shorter and shorter, almost as like it's like a spiral that's getting tighter. And eventually you will need to turn around unless you want to follow this spiral.
Is there any markings at all on the walls?
Make a perception check.
Let's use a different die for one. That is a nat 1 for 2.
2.
Nice.
There aren't any markings, but there is a dex saving throw as you trip a tripwire, and I need you to make a dex saving throw.
I cannot perceive my own face with both of these mittens. Now that is much better. That is And you said, what was it?
Dex save.
Dex.
Dex save? 19.
19. So, you manage. So as soon as you like trip over this thing, you say, "Tripwire means I should trip," and you just like you follow it through. You are going to take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you like bash your face into the floor, but you do manage to dodge what seems to be 3 darts that just like plant themselves. Oddly enough, in the direction you're going, it seems like these things were set up to shoot down the hallway, to hit multiple people.
Okay.
And they just kind of like hit the stone, and then you hear them like rebound, and you just hear like that sound of crystal on stone as they roll. So you could guess they were meant to hit multiple people, and they were probably going to inject something.
I'm gonna run down there and I'm gonna pick them up. And I'm also gonna tie the tripwire and get out of here.
Okay. It's going to take you a little bit to do that, but easy enough to do. Arod. Make a quick perception check for me as you enter into this room as well. Yes, Cole.
While he's rolling, I'm gonna tap the earring. Be like, any updates?
You would hear
21
this,
on
Arod.
perception.
21?
Yeah.
Okay, very quickly. I'll give you the description and then you can reply to code just because this is happening at relatively the same time. So, you come into this room. You close the door behind you. You can hear the sound of 4 boots walking by, 2 sets. Sounds like they're having a bit of a muffled conversation. Nothing too loud, but with that you do pick up a couple of names. Let me just make sure I get these correctly. Alright, so you hear as they're walking by, and you only get this fleeting as like they're getting close, it's muffled, and suddenly you get like this moment of clarity, and then it fades. Kind of like the doppelganger effect. But the names you do pick up, or the bits of conversation you pick up, is, how long do you think Doldrin's going to be here? I don't know. She said he was just going to be down. I think Yulvi's there as well, but you should be up before sundown. And then you hear it continues as it fades. Behind you,
Alright.
within this room, this is actually the first one you come in that seems like it isn't completely full of lost memories and mildew. This one instead, it's definitely not fresh. Look around and you can see what seems to be like 7 other smaller rooms in here, and this seems like it's like just the chamber pot room. It really doesn't smell the best, but it's definitely set here for convenience of the guards upstairs.
Lovely.
Ye old work bathrooms.
Ye old work bathroom, fantastic. You do
I
hear them
will-
head upstairs.
I will reply to Cord. No idea where Assy is, but not spotted yet. Still found no evidence. Do I hear a lot of voices downstairs, right?
Not terribly a lot. Definitely, like, the largest noise you hear is coming from up top and from outside. It's actually, like, a really thick floor. Now you think, you're like, I'm sure someone downstairs want to hear the people upstairs. What's going on? I'll be
Assy.
with you in a second, Assy.
Yeah.
So,
I
what's the plan, Aaron? Stick here, move someplace else?
Try to creep downstairs.
Alright. Well, now you do know the way, so you do know the right door to take. So you close this one, make your way down there. Sorry, Assy, you lost a bit of time, but if you have your question, you can ask. If not, I'll be with you in a little bit.
Dottie, I'm gonna have Dottie try to get Arod's attention. To a window.
as you go to leave, A-Rod, you suddenly just hear like something like just peck against the glass.
That's right, gentlemen.
I'll turn around. Dottie.
My boy.
What's going on, Dottie? Speak to me.
Now at this point, you haven't gone over the tripwire yet, just so you know. We're doing weird timey-wimey shit.
Good. Oh, okay. She's gonna like scratch, and it's gonna be like one tap is bad, two taps is good. Gonna do one little tap for bad because that tunnel is sus as fuck. Even without the tripwire, the painting and the tunnel and the basement in general, it's just so sus.
Alright, so this thing lands, does one tap, which you guys have traveled for a little bit. You've used Dottie for similar things. So you would be aware like one tap just means like uncomfortable or bad.
Great.
And then she's gonna fly off to the tree again.
Just got a bad signal for Massey. Don't know what's going on.
Oh, hell, this is not good.
I'll relay potential minor distraction coming up in 20 seconds.
Got it. I'm gonna need it. I'm moving downstairs.
We'll continue with you as you have time to cross the threshold in this time. Open that door as you know it's not trapped. And you're in the next staircase, this one leading down. This one, far smaller, seems big enough for, you know, two people to maybe go up at the same time if they were, like, courteous about it. Doesn't have a door at the bottom, though. Instead, it just kind of, like, opens up, and then there's a torn, and you can actually see just a little bit of light flickering through here. It seems like there's probably some lanterns or something downstairs to keep this place lit.
I'm listening for any voices and where they might be.
Alright, make one perception check. 19. Cole, what is your distraction?
Well, first I'm going to find Sal in the crowd and sidle up to him and relay the information. As for the distraction, I got a question about the guards up on the balcony. Are they just like chilling out and watching the party going on, or what?
Seems like it. I won't make you roll for this one unless you want to.
Unless I want to what?
You've been here for a little bit, so you're able to see like there are two guards at the front of this balcony that are just watching everything. And every once in a while, as you've looked up, you've seen like two more pass by that are walking some sort of loop.
Okay. Don't need to roll. I'm going to be targeting the ones that are watching. I'm going to move the unseen servant behind them. There's just two, right?
Yes.
I'm going to wait until one looks away from the other one, and then the unseen servant is going to get a command at that moment to just give his butt a quick squeeze.
With 5 pounds of pressure.
That's a pretty decent squeeze.
Make a stealth check with advantage. Just because. Because there's a chance he swats and like catches the hand, right?
Ooh, 17.
17. He's a coy little thing. He gives this squeeze and he pulls his little hand back. You can't see through the unseen servant's eyes. Did you do this in sight of Cole, or?
What do you mean in sight of Kerr?
Well, Cole can see the front of the house, so what point of their patrol does this happen?
Oh, not the patrol, the ones that are just standing around looking.
Those two. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So stupid. Cole, make a perception. You too, Shalashar.
Okay, Okay, I am a man of stupid ideas.
This is the best kind of distraction. Just
Stupid.
Little butt squeeze.
24.
What'd you get, Shellshroud?
24.
24.
Just some light,
16.
inappropriate
16.
workplace touching.
So you see, like, they're like, one turns to look at the other one doesn't look, like, he doesn't notice. And this one, like, nudges him. This guy looks at him. And there's a bit of a conversation. I think you see they lean in and kiss.
Mwah. Love you.
Quite the distraction I was going for. Okay, plan B.
Charlotte, you can see the one that got his ass squeezed. He like leans over farther, and the other one like puts his hand back. Like they're going for round two. You started a romance. Whatever this was, there's something more to this story.
Either you help them get together or you're helping them hook up. Either way, you're probably helping them hook up.
Alright, 2 down, 20 more to go.
Where I am, I'm just gonna put my hand up to my ear, and I'm just gonna cast a message. Kerr, what are you doing?
Kor's like right next to you. He's nestled up next to you, and he goes, "Hey, by the way, Arod said there was a bad signal. Yada yada yada. Check this shit
They
out."
split up, he's going downstairs.
What are you trying to do?
My first distraction kind of
What kind of instruction are we looking for?
failed.
You see two guys kissing in the distance.
I was hoping to draw some more of the guards out by getting them into a fight, but that went completely the opposite direction. Got
Yes, sir.
another
Distracted.
idea if you'll lift me up.
Simba, come on. I'll grab you and hoist you up on my shoulders.
Wait, hold my ankles. I want to stand up so I can be seen by a lot of the crowd.
Roll acrobatics for me.
Fuck me.
Can I instead roll?
Oh shit, that's good. No bonuses. 17.
17, easy enough to stand on his shoulders. As you feel him there, you can like wobble a little bit, and you're like, "I got a tail. This is easy." And you just straighten your tail a little bit, puff your chest out. Perfect balance, as all things should be.
I'm gonna hold up a pouch and yell out to the crowd, slurring my words a little bit. What t-shirt contest? I got 50 gold for the winner. Do we have any volunteers?
Pumpkin dude.
Yeah, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Nat 20 for a total of 27.
27. Yeah, you get a couple. Mostly burlier dock workers than anyone else. Seems to be the demographic that's been attracted to this here block party.
Won't it be a wet tunic contest?
What's your plan for wetting these t-shirts, tunics?
I'm gonna yell out to the some of the people that are watching and be like, "You and you're judges, and you're a judge too. You three, go get some buckets of water."
Okay, so you just start ordering people around. With 50 gold on the line, you know, like they're willing to do this. A-Rod, I want to jump back to you, and then we'll jump back to this, and then at this point, Assy, you're going to be face planting in just a minute here. You'll be gathering those things up, so we'll be getting back to you after that. A-Rod, you open this. You stop. You listen. You don't hear anything untoward. You're unaware of the budding romance on the balcony. You're unaware of the coming wet t-shirt contest. But you are aware of what sounds to be 3 different sounds throughout here. Most of them sound to be boots. Another one, you hear that same squeak of a chair come through. But here, now that's on the same level, is actually quite loud. It's almost like ear piercing how loud it is down here. You would imagine that it's either a very heavy set man or a perhaps like just it's almost impossible if you'd be like, how the hell did I hear this through 2 floors when I've heard nothing else? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those sounds. But there is also, you know, 3 other groups here that are walking around as well. You could time it just right to sneak down to the bottom here, peek out, and you can see this place again is a lot more maze-like. You know, it's not the giant grand hall, it's not the big old staircase. Instead, it just goes out into a hallway. One goes directly to the front door from here. Another one goes off and it looks like it turns to the side. There's another door directly behind you. And then, not directly across, but a little bit up and over, it looks like it opens up into what you imagine is maybe a kitchen. And that's where the light is coming from. There's just the chandelier. Looks like it only has like 2 or so candles lit. That's kind of like just spilling out into this area. And you can see like piles of like dishes. Most of them seem to be wood. Maybe a few pewter just kind of like stacked around the counters on this place. No bugs or anything like that, but definitely not like a well-maintained ship. It almost seems a little dirty, a little grungy in here. But at least you don't have a gallows looming behind you as you take all of this in.
Okay. I will check the door behind me. Listen into it.
Right. To give you a bit of context, the sound you heard of the scraping chair sounds like it was coming from this room.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The boots you heard one by the front door. If you were to look down that way, you would see like there's also what seems to be a door to either side, but they're open and it sounds like someone is walking between those. You heard one guy walking up this hallway that's like turned aside, and then another guy on the far side of the kitchen on a place you can't see.
Okay, so this place is pretty busy.
Busy. There's at least 4 people down here with you.
I might just have to head back upstairs and look for a way out. It's too hot in here. And I don't know what's going on with Assy.
Okay.
I will head back upstairs and find probably the room I broke into originally.
Okay.
And I'll go in there and I'll sit and I'll send a message to Cord. It's too hot in here. I can't. There's no way about creeping around the house. I don't know where Assy is. This is going tits up.
Alright. As you're heading upstairs, you can hear the sound of people in the Great Hall. And it sounds like they're coming your way right now. You haven't opened the door yet, you're still on the staircase.
I'll rush to the door and open it.
So, again, right now the door is closed. There's people in this room. You need to open this door to enter into where they are, or you need to flee downstairs.
I'll flee downstairs.
Alright, where would you like to flee to down here? There's the kitchen, there's the door, there's the hallway, and you can try to follow the guard, or you could go to the front door where apparently there was another guy patrolling.
The hallway.
The hallway. Where would you like to go here? So you come down into this hallway, you head in the direction that the guard was walking, almost as if you're hoping to shadow him. You pass that first door, and this thing actually, like, it curves to the side, and it looks like it follows down this way. Looks like it opens up into the kitchen as well, but then there's another turn at the far end, almost as if this is like a giant L for the back of the house. You can hear the people starting to come down the stairs now. Can you make a stealth check for me?
Yes, I can. 22.
22. Which way would you like to go? You can duck into the kitchen, or you can follow this down, or you can just nuzzle here and see which way these guys head.
There's definitely someone in the kitchen, I'm assuming.
Possibly. With your perception, they were either on the kitchen or on the other side of the kitchen.
Go.
I'll nuzzle myself here for a second and see which way they go. And then if anything, I'll just shadow the guard. I'll try to do the thing where you like, you're like walking right behind someone, then you like turn with them.
Yeah, alright, so they come down, you nuzzle up with your 22. They're having a conversation, and then one of them just goes, wasn't that... Did you hear something? The other guy just... I didn't hear nothing. Why, you hearing things? Is it the gallow upstairs? Got you a little spooked? Shut up. And like, kind of pushes him. He goes, I'm heading to the kitchen. You just, I don't know, pace or something. And he heads off to the kitchen. The other one starts walking up in your direction.
Alright, I'll push off to go down the L.
Alright. Do you want to try to beat this guy into the kitchen, or do you want to try to, like, skip to the other side and, like, turn that corner before this other guy turns?
I'll turn that corner before this other guy turns.
Alright, make a dex save for me.
Good thing I'm good at dex saves. That is an 18.
18. So you quickly move through this and you duck around to the other side. You can now hear a guy in the kitchen behind you and hear this other guy turn, and it sounds like he's going to keep walking. As you turn this corner, you're able to look down, very similar to the first hall that you came through, where it looks like there's a staircase that looks like it goes down, or at least you would imagine, as there is a door and it does have like the symbol of a staircase on it, but it says like it has an X on it to basically be like, don't go down here. Then there's another door similar to the office door that you first stopped and listened at. And then on the other side, if you were to keep going, there's another door here that would let you off into the kitchen.
I'm gonna take that one downstairs that says not to go in it.
Alright, I wanna need one more stealth check to sneak past this door in the kitchen and get this door open.
You got it.
Employees only. Do not enter. That's the door.
Yup, 29.
29. It's a pretty good roll. Let's
Natural
see.
19.
How are we doing? Oop. There's one guy in here that can beat you. This is his roll. The other ones were just to hear if they even hear anything. You open the door, you close it behind you, and you kind of like even time it with the click of this guy's boots, closing the door behind you. Asi, at this point, you have now picked up your things, and you are now heading back up the tunnel.
And I've restrung the trap, right?
Yes. Arod, same description that I gave Asi, but from the other direction. As you look down into this place, bunch of boxes, seems like some sort of maze. You can see a little bit of light leaking through what seems to be the outside door to the cellar, as well as what seems to be a large looming structure.
I would have
with
turned
some
that
sort
off
of
in the
cloth.
tunnel. Or at least I would have, like, I have it, like, hooded.
Or it's
with the
not that,
cloth.
I'm talking about like the natural light coming from outside. Right? There was actually the only light source in here. But then also you see the large looming structure. Where would you like to go in here?
I'm gonna lay low for a second
So
and
you
just
kinda
listen
wanna
for the footsteps.
Sneak into the maze a little bit just so you have some boxes
Yeah,
around
and
you.
I'm just like, I just avoided so many cars just now. I'm trying to like just cool off for a second and think.
Alright. As it's gonna take you a little bit to get upstairs, so you jump outside to the boys who are outside calling for these things. A couple of people have now shown up with their buckets of water. A couple of judges, one of them goes, am I getting paid for this? Like, I wanted, 50 gold, just asking.
If you want 50 gold, join in and win.
You got it, boss. Another guy stabbed
All right,
me.
everyone, cheer the loudest for your favorites.
Okay.
Salashar, everything is going tits up in there.
I said well.
May I direct all the ladies to the front? Anyone who wants to participate.
It's mostly dudes. Big old boys. Couple of ladies, but then some of the guys are like, really? This isn't fair. Get to the back.
We're here for the comedy.
It's not your
No.
time, madam.
I want Stan from the docks to win.
It's big boy summer.
Huckle Summer has been replaced with Big Boy Summer.
So, Avon, as you're here, you start to hear a series of cheers coming from outside. Building. Posts of it, heaps of it, jumbles of it, a couple of distant calls, people clapping. Sounds like a real riot out there. Elsie, you need to make an acrobatics and athletics to squeeze through this gap again.
I'm gonna try to acrobatically like slip through. That is a 17.
I draw my bow out and have it aimed as I see someone just crawling out of the fucking wall.
Yeah. You bring this bow out. So you squeeze through that. You said an 18?
17.
17. It definitely shifts more this time with your passing as you like squeeze through it, almost falls, you catch it, put it back in place.
And make sure to straighten the thing out properly.
And then you look over your shoulder and you just see A-Rod with his bow pointed at you.
And I climb on top of one of the crates and I start like parkouring towards him.
Right. You're familiar enough with their movements to like be like, oh, it's assy, but at this point due to the low light, like they're mostly just like a shadow.
Yeah,
Jumping across the boxes
immediately restring my bow, assy, give you a big hug. It is a shit show up there.
It's so fucking sketchy in here. Something's definitely wrong. There is a tunnel behind a painting of a man with 2 kids. Why is there a painting of a man? Why is there a 5-foot tall painting of a man with 2 kids in a basement? I don't know.
Why is there a tunnel?
Better question, why is the tunnel trapped so then people approaching the tunnel get shot with one of these? I think it might be poisonous. Don't touch it.
Licks it.
You know what? I think it's about time we made our exit out of here.
I think it's about time we kill Yovi.
There's a lot of guards in here. You want to do it? I don't even know where he is.
We gotta do it. We've got a distraction going on now.
We can always just wait for him to leave. He's got to leave at some time.
No, they actually said he hasn't left. He's been
Alright.
up in here. Unless we want to wait in the cellar until he comes down here to go through that painting.
Who knows when that'll be.
Exactly.
Alright, I guess we gotta kill him.
If this does not scream, he's working with something super sus, I don't know what does.
Maybe he's just a man who really loves his security features.
Alright, so I guess
Alright.
we're doing this.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a whole lot of smoke here, don't you think?
Can both
So
of
far,
you
I-
make perception checks?
Can
21.
I give him advantage?
No, that's fine.
It's a 3. All I see is his chest.
Ooh, look at them titties jiggle.
Alright.
And chin.
So you're just looking at A-Rod as this is happening. But A-Rod, you're still, as they're saying these things, they're like, there's a tunnel, there's this. You, like, look back towards the painting. And you remember it falling and Ashley putting it in, specifically moving the cloth back in place. The cloth has moved. You're suddenly
Okay.
aware you're not alone in here. And you're perceptive, but you're not noticing anything else.
I'm gonna put my hand over Assie's mouth. Shh. And I'm gonna tap out. We're not alone. Watch your back. And I'll pull out my bow and scan the area. I'll actually try to stealth.
I'm
Make
gonna-
a stealth
I'll give
check.
the signal for hide.
I'm gonna drop gently down onto the ground, like. I guess
29.
25.
25.
And I'm gonna snap Dottie into being down here with us. I'm gonna have her start doing flybys.
Okay.
She does not provoke attack of opportunities for leaving
How do
friends
you guys want to hide?
in the maze.
Yeah, in the maze of boxes.
And you guys sticking together, or?
Yeah.
Okay. If he's sticking to me, I'm not gonna tell him to fuck off.
Alright, so you have this bow
I'm
out.
gonna move
these
us
boxes.
towards the entrance because I'm pretty sure I got a good view of the maze from above.
Okay, so you want to start moving that way. Meanwhile, outside, we have to quickly decide who is in the lead. I'm kidding.
It's Steve from the dark, okay?
I'm not jumping back and forth. Combat
Yawn.
and moves. This is
I'm
your
voting
choice.
for Sweaty Sam.
Sweaty Sam. Who's your favorite? Shall pick a name?
Donald.
Donald. Those are the front runners. Alright. Meanwhile, down here, as you guys are creeping around, you're trying to make it back that way. Can both of you make a perception check for me?
To block it. I'm gonna make the perception with Dottie
Okay.
because Dottie is my eyes and ears, and Dottie has advantage because she is keen as shit.
And you're dumb as attack.
That one's
30,
cocked.
20.
Plus 3. 19. Thank you, Dottie.
19. So
I did not want a 3.
Dottie is coasting by. She like goes over, she turns to the side, and as she does, you make out a halfling figure. And he has a crossbow. And as Dottie sees it, he shoots, and you hear just a as Dottie gets speared to a wall by a crossbow bolt. But you do know that it's a small little halfling in here with you. 19, right?
For who?
For Dottie.
Oh.
Alright, there's a couple of things you can make out from this figure as it passes by. Before Dottie, gets the shot. The first thing that you notice is this guy has 2 hand crossbows on him. He has a belt across, and he has 7 daggers. He has a rapier in his hip. He has a set of 3 throwing axes down a side on what seems to be a bandolier. He also had a headband, and on this headband, he had 3 more daggers along one side. And he also had a pouch that was bulging in several places.
So arm to the tits.
He looks
With a bulging pouch.
a little over-prepared for whatever this is. And as he shoots, you guys hear that, and then it just goes dead quiet again.
I'm gonna assign to you halfling, and I'm gonna point in the direction Dottie saw him just before she got.
Midget.
I'll nod and I'll train my arrow in that direction.
So
See
you
if I
wanna,
can.
kind of peek over to, scan?
Yeah, I'll peek over and raise my bow and see if I can.
Make a
See if I can
stealth check with disadvantage, because you're peeking over these things.
I'm gonna start sneaking around to him. I'm going for his back door.
So you guys sticking together, or you splitting up?
Splitting up.
24.
24. I see you can roll flat.
And I'm also gonna tell you to guard since I would have positioned us between. I would have positioned us to block the way up and out. Ooh, that is 24. No, that's not right. 23.
23. A-Rod. With your passive perception, you can hear something being mumbled. And then it goes quiet. Which way are you moving? Or are you just sitting still and just watching Assie's progress as she creeps through?
I'll cover Assy. And just if I see him, I'll take my shot, but I'll hold my action.
Okay. We can roll for
Initiative?
initiative here. Just so we have it. Fantastic.
I'm asking Salashar.
17.
19.
19.
So, like, if worse comes to worse, should we, like, hunt for some new party members tomorrow, or just simply get the hell out of here and go see if we can, save the twins?
Honestly, with the connections that we theoretically have access to, I'd say we just go find the twins so we can pick up any muscle anywhere.
Alright. So,
I have to take a walk.
Arod. You go first. What would you like to do?
Do I see him at all?
Not yet. You can make a perception check.
24.
24. Nothing.
I'll creep along the crates covering Assy and start to...
Oh,
Okay, I'll just hold my position and hold my action if she's signaling me.
Elsie, your turn. You're creeping through these boxes still, trying to get over to where this guy was, correct?
I'm trying to get around and hold him towards Avod.
Okay.
Flank this fucker.
Assie, you hear the tiniest little giggle off to your side. Sounds like it's 2 crates over?
Are you really gonna taunt them with fucking Cindy Lou?
Hey, man loves his job.
Is that still in the direction that I saw him in before, or close enough?
Close
It's-
enough.
Close enough.
Make an insight check.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get some insight. Ooh, that is not bad. That is 15.
15.
I'm actually trained in insight.
It sounds giddy. Sounds happy. Sounds like it's not worried.
Would you say even cool and kosher?
I would say that. Maybe not calm and collected, but... So what do you do, Assie?
I'm gonna get up on some crates and see if I can get an eye on him.
Okay. Crawl up
And
on
I'm
something. You can make a perception, and that will
I'm
be your total.
low. I'm sticking real low on the top of these. 20
At 20.
plus 1.
21.
That is the best I've ever rolled on a perception.
Arod!
I don't see it.
Nope. Well, not yet.
Once I see him, I'm casting Bane.
Does a 23 hit at Arod?
Yes, it does.
Alright, so as you're watching, suddenly, at the same time he attacks, his invisibility drops. As he just pushes this rapier into, like, just, like, right here. And he's, like, standing on your side. It's gonna be sneak attack.
Okay.
Bane.
Huh? Now hold on. Because your action was to, you know, make an insight, get on a crate. You did quite a bit of stuff there.
Yeah. Gonna have to wait till my turn to Bane him.
Jesus Christ. You're gonna take 23 points of piercing damage as he just stabs you through your clavicle.
I will uncanny dodge that.
Rise free action.
Okay. He's going to bonus action, throw a smoke bomb and disappear. And you guys just hear the same little giggle that you heard over there. And we get to your turn, Arod, as he makes a... Well, let's see if his smoke bomb works, shall we?
Throws off one of his toes instead.
He does seem to disappear. From your passive perceptions at least. But suddenly you were just like bleeding badly and you kind of like put your hand up as you like flinch away from this thing at the same time that this flash goes off. And you hear the giggle off to your side, Assy, and then suddenly you hear like A-Rod scream and you hear like something explode behind you.
Assy, we need to get out of here now.
We can't let him know. We gotta get him.
I don't think this is a fight we can win.
Not with that attitude.
Make a perception check at the start of your turn, A-Rod.
Do. Ooh, 20.
20. You can
30.
hear the sound of like people upstairs as well. Like it just goes quiet upstairs. Like the walking upstairs stops.
We need to leave.
We can't. The door is locked.
The door is locked.
From the other side.
What do you guys do? You're on initiative right now. So you gotta kind of make your call quickly. We gotta leave. We can't. It's locked.
Bolt through the house, hope for the best.
Don't know we're here. Can't.
We can't win this. The guards are going to be on us any second. We need to go now. This is it. We blew our shot.
You gotta do your action right now, otherwise you're gonna skip your turn, because it is 6 seconds in initiative, otherwise this halfling's gonna stab you again. Allegedly. So what do you do?
Do I see him at all?
With your perception of a 20, you do. You see that he's jumped down, and he is around the corner from the box, and you just see his little face as you look towards him. He like pulls his face back in from behind, but you know he's right there.
I'll move and take a shot with my bow.
Alright. Make an attack.
Does a 22 hit?
22 will hit. It's close though. It looks like it comes towards him and he like puts a cloak up to deflect it, but you like pin him through his little cloak.
Okay. That is 10 damage.
10 damage. Stab into him and his little giggle stops. Instead,
And I'll pull out my rapier.
Curse instead. Assy,
We need to go.
your turn. You hear Ava say, "We need to go," and you hear him like fire an arrow. You hear like a little squeak. Make a perception check at the start of your turn.
Do I have advantage because he's made a sound?
No, because this is just to see if you're aware of the guards.
To see if what?
Just make it.
That's a 2.
A 2? Your ears are ringing from the tinnitus of a smoke bomb going off in a cellar. So you hear, and you hear A-Rod going, "We gotta go!"
Do I know where the happening is?
I mean, you just saw A-Rod shoot, so you could, guess.
I'm gonna get up behind him.
Alright, it is going to take your movement, bonus action dash, and then you can attack. It will not be sneak attack because he knows where you are and he's not being technically flanked.
Oh. Where's my spell list? I don't think any of these are bone.
You gotta go fast. Unfortunately, we're in initiative. We're getting to the end of this session. You gotta pick it up a bit.
Dissonant Whispers.
You will need to see him, so it's still gonna be action, bonus action, and he'll be...
Great.
I get that, but he is a 3-foot tall halfling in a forest of 4-foot tall boxers. So you need to do your action, bonus action to get up there. You can still do it, but you will be like in melee range next to him.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So you jump up, run your little butt over there. It is a wisdom or a charisma save, or what is it?
Actually, I'm gonna bane him.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Pick one.
I'm gonna go for Dissonant Whispers.
What kind of save is it?
Wisdom.
12 fails, but he's going to use his legendary resistance.
Told you, gotta move.
And we get to his turn. That is your turn. So he looks up to you, and his legendary resistance is going to come in the form of him going, and he's going to stab towards your neck, Assy.
I'm gonna.
Does a 19 hit? He has disadvantage due to your cloak.
Yes, he has disadvantage due to my cloak.
Cool. So it was a 19 and a 22.
What the shit?
Luckily, not sneak attack this time. So you're only going to take 11 points of piercing damage as he like feints you once and then he puts it through the other side. He is then going to use a bonus action to throw something towards you, A-Rod. Can you make a dex saving throw?
Sure can. 19.
19. He throws this thing towards you. It's this little bead, and it expands in size. And just as it's about to like close around, you jump to the side. It hits a box, and the box gets scooped up, and this thing turns into a small marble and rolls across the floor. And you hear him go, "Oh, I'll be back for ya." And he runs around the side of the box. You can make an attack of opportunity, Assy.
Opportunity. I'm gonna try and stab him though with one of the darts that I picked up off the ground that you said
Okay.
have something in them.
Make an attack. This will be with disadvantage because it is a ranged weapon in melee.
Nat 20.
Nat
No,
20.
I'm using it as a dagger.
Nat 20. Alright,
Yeah, I'm
then
using
he is going
stab.
to use his legendary reaction to give you disadvantage anyway as he throws his cloak up again. Sorry, I wrote a boss fight, guys. He has
17 on the
mechanics.
die plus is this a dexterity weapon?
It doesn't, yes, it would be.
Plus 6, so 17 plus 6.
17 plus 6. That'll hit. So he will make a save throw here. You see it's like he takes it. You can roll 1d4 by the way for damage.
What's that on there? Plus 3.
So how much?
4, 5, 6, 7.
7. Alright. So you stab him and you see like something like kind of like pushes through him, but he looks like he kind of like shrugs it away and he like limps his way around the box. At the same time, you can hear the sound of the door opening off in the distance, A-Rod, as we get to the start of your turn. Suddenly there's
Should've
quite a bit
bolted.
more light pouring into the cellar. And you can hear the halfling yelling, "They're over here! Help!" What do you guys do? He has moved 25 feet away. You guys could catch him. But there are guards coming down the stairs on the next round.
We need to leave.
Shalashar and Cole. Specifically Shalashar with your passive. Cole, you can make one just because you're above everyone. Make a quick roll. I want to use Shalashar's passive though because it's ungodly. And he just notices things because dumb.
Perception?
Yep.
19.
19. So you are also able to see this. As a guard runs up to the one at the front, it looks like they have a brief conversation. And this guy moves his way to like the center of the door, like the gate. And another guy comes up and he like pushes his back against it and he's looking towards the front door. So you guys don't know what's happening, but you know something's going on. So you guys can think about that. I'll get back to you. But first, A-Rod, it is your turn downstairs in a lovely cellar.
Assy, if we don't make it through this, I have feelings for you. Just throwing it out.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You drop it?
Now I'll drop it.
Go fast, A-Rod. What are you doing? You yell this out, and then what follows
We
these
gotta
actions?
go. And I'll grab Assy by the hand. Oh, wait, is Assy within arm's reach of me? Where are you?
I'm
Yes.
on top of the box.
They're like probably about 10 feet away.
Run over, grab you by the hand. We gotta go, now. We missed our shot, we'll get him next time.
I don't think there's gonna be a next time.
We'll make it happen. But we gotta go. I'll start
I'm-
pulling.
Alright. What direction do you want to pull them?
Painting.
Hold on. What direction do you want to pull them?
Well, she's gonna point to the painting. I'll probably go towards the painting.
Okay, so you want to run towards the painting.
Yep.
Alright. Assy, same thing on your turn?
Yes, I don't
Alright,
get
so in that case, do you guys want to take a dash action together?
I'm also going to throw something out of my bag of tricks.
Okay, now, I want to point this out. You met in the middle. It took you 60 things of movement, so it's going to take you another turn to get to this thing. Like I said, it's a very large space, farther than even the size of this house. So you guys are going to be running across this for a little bit of time.
The cellar door is closed
Yes.
with a lock on it.
So what do you want to do with your bonus action? Or you can run a full 90 and try to get there faster, maybe get this out of the way. You're thinking this. As you look to the side, you see 2 more figures at the top of the staircase have appeared and they're starting to come down. You can hear
Yep,
the halfling
Ash.
giggling and the halflings giggle as well directly in front of you.
Dash. Dash. We gotta go.
So what are you doing, Assy?
I'm throwing something out of my bag of tricks.
Alright, what are you pulling out?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
you
know.
just reached that bag of tricks.
Bag of tricks. I don't know what's in there. I don't know what I do. I don't know what I need to roll of anything. I'm throwing it. And if it feels big, I'm throwing it. If it feels really big, I'm throwing it behind us. Otherwise, I am trying to throw it at the halfling.
Alright. Luck roll, high or low?
Still fight. Low. Like, we gotta get low so we don't get shot.
You reach in, you feel something slimy and yet scaly. It fills your palm. You
I'm gonna
pull
throw it
out
behind me.
a goldfish as you whip it over your shoulder and keep running. Whoop! You just go like, boop, as it like hits the water grate behind you.
I'm gonna throw something else out.
You gotta do that on your next turn.
I can just keep pulling things out.
Yes, but it does take an action to interact with this thing.
Yep.
Alright.
But I'm gonna keep going.
So, as you're running by, A-Rod,
Bonus action to dash.
you guys are now about where the halfling thing was laughing. You look down. You see what seems to be a little shadowy echo of the thing. As you look towards it, you see the mouth move and it just goes, "Gotcha!" And it becomes real as he like springs towards you.
Is he an Echo Knight rogue?
Maybe.
That's pretty nifty.
What's it to ya? It is sneak attack because you weren't expecting this thing to just suddenly get ya. So you tell me, does 19 hit?
Oh,
Yes.
you have a thing of blow.
Oh yeah, I do. That's right. I have Tiara Blur.
Alright, I'll roll again. So he has disadvantage as you activate this thing. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
Worth a shot.
$17 points of piercing damage.
Alrighty.
Okay. Then he has a little offhand thing he's going to do again. You still have blow, so this is with disadvantage. Does a 17 hit?
No.
No.
Oh well, yes it does. Sorry.
It does. You don't take damage this time, but you do quickly need to make a dex saving throw.
While they're in combat, can I ask her a question?
Yes.
Should we take action or should we sit here? Something's going on. I can make it look like a request. I can ask them to bring us inside.
We haven't really. I don't know what's going on though.
No, but the guards went inside the house, right? Something's going on.
Alright, we got 6 seconds. We got one reply core, then we got to get back to combat, and then you guys. I'm putting you guys at the end of initiative, technically, to talk.
Flip a coin. Flip a coin.
DM, All right. I'm gonna roll dice. Name it, Connor.
Hi.
85. We're going.
Alright. You can deal with that on your turn. So, what did you get for that deck save there, Avon?
20.
20? Alright, so what you feel happens is he like wedges the dagger between your guys' fingers and he tries to like pry you guys out. At the same time, he looks like he goes to reach as if he's trying to switch positions with you to get dragged along by Asi as she runs. But instead you put your hand and you like football push this little fucker back into the maze and he like flips off like the goldfish. And we get to your turn, Arod.
Painting, throwing it to the side, getting in that tunnel.
Alright, make a strength check for me. Oh, athletics.
Ooh, not super good at athletics. 15?
15? That is enough to slide this thing to the side.
Okay.
Just, no, it's not like a nice, like you move unless you like shove this thing out of the way. Assy. We get to your turn as Arod shoves this thing and he gets inside. He's like maybe 5 feet inside of this tunnel.
I'm throwing something else out of my bag of tricks.
Okay, high or low?
We're gonna stay low. And
You
I'm
reach
gonna
into
get
this
out-
bag.
Yes.
You feel something scaly. You pull out an iguana and whip it back over your shoulder.
Halfling into his face.
Okay.
I don't yell out. Fucking iguana!
Eat iguana.
Pakistan.
Alright. Now that you also make it inside of this little tunnel. Outside.
Wait a second, I've got a much better idea.
Uh-huh.
But it's an action to pull things out of the bag?
Yes.
Okay. Instead, I'm gonna keep pulling you, and even though I'm using healing word,
Now, I've
Because I'm
assumed to make it, you've dashed, cunning action dashed. To make the
Oh.
60 feet.
okay, fuck.
Yes, you guys, like, you just made it this time. Meanwhile, outside, Shuttleshaw and Cole.
Never mind then.
Okay. We're moving.
Should I call in Fluffy for an extra distraction?
I'm gonna look towards the gate where that guard is now looking a little hoity-toity, and I'm just gonna speak out loud. Escort. I'm gonna try and impose my will over his.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
How does a 14 do?
I beat it.
Okay.
This went so sideways so fast.
So
Yeah,
he
that's
looks
so
towards you,
kids are.
and he just goes, "Come with me."
And I'll make like a little show of it, and I'll just be like, and Kerr and I will just walk.
I'm still on his shoulders,
Yes,
by the way.
I know.
Oh, okay then.
Alright, and that's where we're gonna end today's episode. As we're
Oh,
at
fuck.
the end of
Oh.
about 2 hours and 30 minutes. So
Can I do one thing really quickly?
next
Another
session, you
No,
definitely
I
can.
need to do it now, I'll also forget.
Then I suggest you write a note. That is
No,
the end of the
please,
session.
please, please.
I can't, because if
Oh,
we
it's-
go, the halfling goes, the guards go, A-Rod goes, you go, more guards go, like you're in the middle. So unfortunately, this is the end.
It's just one thing, it's not even, it's just a free action.
What is it?
I'm gonna grab A-Rod by the collar, I'm gonna tell him, you're not allowed to die after you tell me you have feelings for me, I'm gonna kiss him.
Yay.
I was going
Right.
to use healing word at the same time, because he's not allowed to die, but
But not yet. Alright,
not yet.
that's where we'll be ending today's session. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. But until then, I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.
I can't believe you threw it out like that.
I thought I was toast, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it.